Welcome back.
Sorry. What's our situation?
Let's just say Shiva and Titan's little spat hasn't made things any easier. And?
It's as you thought. The Crusaders have sounded the retreat.
Then we follow.
We're down a man, Sergeant.
If we return without Shiva's head, our fate will be no different from Biast's.
I'll take my chances with the Iron Blood. At least then I might die fighting. After you do, that is.
I won't be dying. Not today.
Then it's settled. No dying. Now, if you don't mind, we have an army to chase. How do they expect us to kill some? Do this.
They don't. Only the girl holding its leash.
All right. This is the very beginning of the game. Basically, I just completed the demo last night.
It'll be hell finding a way out.
Do you think a retreating army and their dominant will fare any better?
Also, let me know about the audio levels. I don't know if maybe my voice is too loud or if the game is too loud. Which I'm gonna turn the game down a little bit. There we go.
By the flames.
Yo, a true hero. What's up? Are you ready for top 8 today, King? And thank you for the good luck. Good luck to you too today.
Down there.
Take it home. That would be cool. If you win today, man, we could have a champion stream.
So, Titan has knocked the fight out of our Iron Blood friends. Where are the rest of them? That can't be the main host.
Wait. Our fortunes have turned, Sergeant. It's her.
The dominant? Are you certain?
The Crystalline Orthodox is a backwards faith for a backwards people. In the Iron Kingdom, they teach that dominants are unclean aberrations, born of blackest sin. Only their priests are allowed to perform the rites of priming. And I see many.
We end this quickly.
Murder, murder too. That's not English. No, please don't. Not my innocence. Damn. This game is brutal as hell. This is wild. This is wild. Oh, that's really cool. They show my new weapon actually in the cutscene.
Let this be the end.
Oh, that's Shiva? Shit. Wait, who am I?
Avis! Care to kill some Iron Blood?
Gladly.
Whoa. Okay.
Wyvern, you focus on the target.
Understood. I mean, you're dead.
Ooh.
Not this time. Too slow. Now.
What the hell is this?
Stop walking
Whoa.
and move!
fucking icon.
Icon? She's not even fully primed.
I will not have their blood on my hands.
Oh, that's how you use these things.
Last.
R2. Okay. We learning. We learning. Level up. Pretty much leveled up off of everything I've done so far. Frozen tier. She says tears of ice. Okay. Nice. Can I get Shiva on my party? That'd be cool.
Is she dead?
I don't think so.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Nice. Thank you, Austin, as always.
No, that's
Have a good day at work.
not here.
I'll bloody do it then.
Wait. That's a cool lesson. Oh my god. Oh shit. This game is so brutal. Good morning, Leon. How's it going? Why is this game so brutal? This is literally Game of Thrones X Final Fantasy. That's what this is.
We've got company, Wyvern. What the hell are you doing?
That's not English.
Get your ass over here and help me with these bastards.
I feel like I'm just waiting for Ned Stark to show up, or like Daenerys Targaryen.
Sorry, Jill.
Yeah, Beast Mode, we just started at 9 a.m. I'm really doing it. It's gonna be some Yu-Gi-Oh! Gonna do some, watch the RBET, see if a true hero can get a W today. That'd be great. Then we're gonna have them on at some point too. We'll have the boys. Should be fun.
What is wrong with you, Wyvern?
Dominant. I know her.
Know her? Look around you. Do you think any of these animals care? I need you here.
I feel like in this game, the main character is like way too broken. Like, look at this shit. How are they supposed to touch me?
Now that that's done,
Yeah, I'm gonna be on for a full day until 9 a.m. on Monday.
So we can be done with this.
Kenny's gonna be on too, by the way, a little later. And we're doing a live podcast at 11 a.m., which I should probably put on the stream.
You would betray the Holy Empire?
Let's see
Betray?
if I can insert
I don't
that.
recall ever pledging allegiance to your emperor. My service may have been bought with this brand, but not my loyalty. I just fight to survive.
And you think
Oh,
I
whoops.
don't? The Empire will have our heads if we return empty-handed. So if you won't take hers, I'll have to take yours.
I told you, Sergeant. I'm not dying here today. And neither is she.
Let's find out.
Wyvern! Have you forgotten who plucked you from
Whoa.
the front lines? Who trained you? Who gave you a name when you had none?
You speak as if we don't bear the same brand, Sergeant.
For nothing. No one. And I will not fall by your hand. By a traitor's blade.
That's right. That's right. Alright, let me do that. Let me do that. Okay. Let's see. So maybe I should shrink this down a little bit. There we go. All right, so we got some meteorite, which seems really cool. It's used in crafting, so I guess I don't need to care about any of this stuff because I can't use it right now. Maybe I should put EST on that text. EST. So people know exactly when it is. Featuring cameras. Whoa, what just happened? What is happening? Oh, I did not spell Cameron right. Camerson. Camerson is great. Camerson Saunders. Hey, a doggo.
This way.
A whole guest appearance, Leon?
Wind. Well, come on then.
We're gonna add a laugh track.
Fuck.
All right. I can just tell that she's an asshole by looking at her.
Hugo, dear. My proud desert lord.
Camerson Saunders.
You had taken care when chasing the hare. I expected more from the mighty
Camerson.
Titan.
Camerson is so unhinged.
We put the Ice Queen on her back. No doubt. But you'll have to work harder if you're to claim this prize.
What the hell is she talking about?
My lady, the thunder.
We'll be hearing more soon enough.
I'm the only stream like Sag.
These were fucking snakes it. Gather the men.
This is literally the beginning of the game too. Like I just completed the demo and this is the very first thing after the demo, so I'm not far at all. I'm like level 11. And they give you a level every time you fight, it seems like, so far anyway. Also, how is the audio? Can you guys hear me clearly and also hear the game? Or is it like unbalanced at all?
Is it really you? And who's this fine hound I see before me?
A fine hound who saved your life. That's who.
Torgal.
Hey?
His name is Torgal.
You two acquainted? Well then, you won't mind taking him off my hands.
Ooh, a doggo. I get a dog?
Funny. I'd always pictured you as more the chocobo type. Clive Rosfield.
Oh shit, that's Sid?
Come now. Fleet as flame, fierce as a wildfire. That there was the blessing of the Phoenix. I'd heard rumors that you'd survived, but I never paid them much heed. Calm down. I didn't come all this way for your handsome mug. Now her, on the other hand, she seemed worth muddying my boots for.
That is a cool ass sword.
None the worse for wear. Still, might be best to get a second opinion. Back her up.
Back her up is crazy.
Not another step. I mean it.
Well, I'm not about to leave her here. Not one with a warm bed waiting.
That sounds so bad.
It's all right.
That sounded so bad.
You're welcome to join us. You do want to help her, don't you?
Sid, if we aren't back soon, Nan'll have our heads.
I'll explain everything once we're back at the Hideaway. Come on.
Okay, so can I only go one place, I guess? Zoom. Yep, I only have one choice. The Hideaway. With the remnants of a once verdant valley long consumed by the blight, one would have to be either extremely foolish or extremely desperate to make this wasteland their home. There are birds chirping outside of my room. They're like my alarm clock, just in case I wasn't up for the stream. The Deadlands. I feel like every Final Fantasy game has something like this. The Deadlands.
Not much further now.
But we're in the middle of the Deadlands.
My bad, the Deadlands.
You. The blight sucked this place dry. Meaning no trees, no birds, and no magic. But it also means no neighbors.
The last place anyone would think to look.
Home sweet home.
Ooh, fancy. The Hideaway. Central Storm. Oh, this looks cool as hell. It reminds me of Final Fantasy X, actually. Like Besaid, when you get to Besaid in the beginning.
This place. These are fallen ruins.
Well, we didn't think they'd mind. And it keeps the black from our lungs.
But how do you survive without magic?
How does anyone? Hard work and a bit of nous. You must be starving. We grow them here, believe it or not. Suit yourself.
You're back.
Ah, Talia.
And this is the Dominant.
Out cold since we found her. I was hoping you might give her a look over.
All right. Goots, get her upstairs.
But Nan will...
Don't fret about Karen. I've taken care of her fee.
All of it?
She's the best healer this side of the belt. You've nothing to worry about. Go on, have a look around. I'll be in my solar.
You reckon he's a
Beat with
soldier?
Sage. Why don't they should put a map.
Still hungry?
Can I get like a small map, please?
Yeah. Might have something round here.
Vinny! Yes, I'm ready. I am so ready for nationals. And by ready, I mean I'm not even remotely ready. I have no idea what the hell I'm playing or doing yet. Let's see. Is there something for the HUD? Because this is like wild. I need a map. I hate playing games that don't have a map in the top left. Like, are you serious? Is there no map? There has to be a map. I don't accept. I do not accept. Camera sensitivity, gameplay. Is there really no map that just sits in the top left? Like, am I supposed to just open this up every time I have to go somewhere? That's insane. I'm gonna get lost so much in this game if there's no map in the top corner. Okay. Alright. This guy doesn't want to make me anything.
I suppose I'll be needing a new sword.
I suppose I'll be needing a new sword.
Your brand. Lady Tyre might be able to see to that. You may have been born a slave, but you're a free man now.
Excuse me? Who was born a slave? Sir, this is 2023. And I don't appreciate the way you're talking to me.
These apples are all foul.
I am a free
once
man.
told me, the blight doesn't kill the land, it only makes her forget who she once was. She'll eventually remember her purpose. All she needs is a little reminding.
Yeah.
You think he'd have time for a nip with old August?
Careful, you. I've spent the whole morning on this.
Bugger that. Okay, so this place is like one big... I won't say maze, but it's all connected. This world has been connected, tied to the darkness that binds it.
Just working on a pet project of mine. Though she's not above biting the hand that feeds her.
This guy reminds me of Tywin from Game of Thrones.
Right.
I did not
We
V-mark
might
it.
try and solve the mystery of poor Clive Rossfield.
Ooh.
Bearer of the Sambrequois Imperial Army sent behind enemy lines. With orders to wait until it turned into a brawl, then slit the dominant's throat in the chaos.
I didn't know it was her. How could it be?
And so, to save her neck, you slit your sergeants, then set your sights on the hills. Conveniently forgetting how the Empire deals with deserters.
Ooh.
Because with that on your chop, my friend, we both know you won't be getting far.
I love that this is just blatantly Game of Thrones.
Rossfield.
I wonder if they have a Night's Watch.
I'll not have it said that I'm a poor host.
What do you mean to do with her?
Oh.
Do with her? Why, nothing. Her life is her own now. If I wanted to use her, do you think I'd be talking to you? All I want to do is help. Dominants like her, branded like you. Of course, the realm doesn't approve, which is why we live in a cave. And it's also why we need help. From branded who know one end of a sword from the other. What say you, Clive? Will you join us?
We study mobbing.
Sid.
What's up, Dom? How was those ribs?
I trust that you'll do right by Jill.
I need some of those ribs, man. I love ribs.
But until my brother is avenged,
especially this time of year.
I must walk my own path.
Avenged?
My brother was murdered by a second dominant of fire.
Nigga, it's you. You are the second dominant of fire.
Oh, bugger me. Another rumor proven true.
I only stand here today because of Joshua. 13 years I've waited for this chance. I've slept in filth, drunk from a gutter,
Ew.
killed more men than I can count. You're right. The Empire will not suffer a deserter. This will be my best opportunity. My last.
Which is why you should join us.
I told you I'm not
interested, I know. One of my scouts sent word there's a group of branded fugitives north of here, in the Imperial village of Lostwing. Among them is one he believes to be a dominant of fire.
Is he certain?
What say we go and ask him?
This doesn't mean I'm joining you.
People in these times love their wine. Robert Baratheon, Cersei Lannister, everyone just like, everyone likes drinking.
As well as a few things you don't.
Maybe I should get a bottle of wine for the stream. Actually, I think I have a bottle of wine downstairs from a wedding. One of the mother-in-laws gave me a bottle of wine. Oh, nice. Yes, I have the, this is the House Targaryen chair. And on the back of it, it says, oh no, it says Fire and Blood right here. You probably can't really see this though, but yeah, it's one of my favorite chairs ever. Also, the Lannister one has to go hard. I mean, Lannisters are actually the shit. They have so many good characters. Tywin, Tyrion, Cersei, like all amazing characters for the show. Jaime's okay. I do like his redemption arc in like the first 3 or so seasons. But then the way they ended his story where he goes back to Cersei and then they die together, I hated that.
Perhaps you can help.
So bad.
Sid asked me to make ready for our mission. How does one go about that here?
Well, there's old Nan's place. On second thoughts, you maybe want to see Blackthorn first.
That sounds like Samwell Tarly from Game of Thrones.
To the forge it is then.
Oh wait, no, hold up. You'll be needing this. Blackthorn won't take no notice of you otherwise. Might not anyway.
Does it look like there's room here for another bloody crate?
No, Lady Karen. I'm sorry, Lady Karen.
Are you Blackthorn?
What if I am? I've no time for idle chatter.
I'm not here to talk. I'll be accompanying Sid to Lostwing and I need you to see to my equipment.
You could be accompanying the goddess Grieger to our holy bedchamber. I'm not lifting a finger for you.
Oh, this is great. So? They really have like the same writers as Game of Thrones. Ooh, Continental Rum. I guess I'll just give this to him. Sure.
Do you want that or not? I can take it back.
Damn you, Goots. All right. No need to be hasty. Let's have a look at you. I doubt that lot could stay a Moogle's fart. Bloody Imperials. They'd rather see their bearers dead than kitted out properly. I'll do what I can, as a favor to Goot's mind.
The crafting of new gear, as well as the upgrading of existing gear, can be done at the forge. As long as you have the recipe and the proper materials, select the highlighted item from the list and hold X to craft or upgrade. Okay, iron belt. So I should probably make this if I can. Equip, yes.
And the belt sees a square. You want anything else? You bring your own materials.
I'll bear that in mind. Thank you.
A word of advice. Don't let Sid decide what's best for you.
When something has changed in the hideaway, a notice will appear in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. In addition to stock updates and new foraging recipes, there are also notices for new quests, new missives, and many other things.
I suppose I should thank Gates.
Well? What's that fortune, dear?
Okay, that's not even good. I probably should make this, I imagine. Sure.
Should last you a good while. Anything else?
Nope.
You take it back and tell that blockhead I'm not paying.
Okay, so the fat chocobo.
Stuff I didn't ask for.
Is there nothing else? Okay, I'm just gonna go right to this guy.
The gift worked. You have my thanks.
Come on, nearly there.
You, blankets, quick as you like. All right, we make 'em comfortable while the bed's made up. Well, you just gonna stand there? Someone fetch some water.
I'll get the bucket. You go and see if Otto needs out, eh?
I like how this huge guy just has the craziest voice. Now what?
What the hell have I got myself into? Who are they?
Huh? They're freed Imperial bearers. Who the hell are you?
Your worst nightmare.
Shit, at this rate, you won't make it through the night. Think you can find your way up them stairs to the infirmary? We need Tyre.
I cannot pronounce that guy's name.
Shift your ass.
I don't know what that says. It's way too close to another word.
Was Tyre the one looking after Jill?
Not them just having me run errands.
Your friend needs her rest. There'll be time for tearful reunions when she's recovered.
I'm not here for Jill. You're wanted downstairs. There are injured bearers in need of attention.
Well, why didn't you say so?
I just told you.
I did say so.
I can already see she's going to be a tough cookie.
He's going to be all right. But I'll need to examine them both in the infirmary. My work's just begun.
Another fine day at the Hideaway.
Do many of the bearers who come here arrive in this state?
It's no easy thing, casting off your chains. By the time most pluck up the courage, they're already too far gone. These two here are the lucky ones. The name's Otto. You need anything?
Otto Hightower.
Well, Otto, I do need some supplies.
Do you now? Then Lady Karen over there will be more than happy to help you.
Right.
Oh. And thanks.
Not likely.
Is that right? Well, for as long as you are here.
Alright, lady. Side quest unlocked. Keep an eye out for the green icon above the heads of certain NPCs. These indicate they have a quest to offer. A list of current and completed quests can be viewed on the journal. After accepting a quest objectives will appear in a to-do list located on the right side of the screen. Objectives for the main scenario and up to 3 side quests can be displayed simultaneously. Any quest can be prioritized on the journal in the main menu by highlighting it and pressing X. Objectives for prioritized quests remain displayed in the to-do list until the quest is complete or a number of quests is given priority. Frogs do be the best deck, Alex. I agree. Priority status can be removed by highlighting it and pressing X again. I should have played Frogs yesterday, but I didn't feel comfortable playing Frogs on DB with 40 minutes. So I wanted to go for something fast, and I just was like, fuck it, I'll just play Christius Horn. But I do think Frogs was the correct choice for yesterday if the tournament was like Deck Devastation or Deck Devastators 4 and we had like more time. Even 50 minutes I think would have been a lot better. But 40 minutes on DB is just... ugh. The following Hideaway facilities are also now available. An ever-growing compendium of all things Velistia. A jukebox. The fetch book found. Okay.
Who are these people?
A new quest is available nearby. How do I find it? It's at the Fat Chocobo.
Do you think we should go and help?
What is this? Oh, this is that. Hang on, let's see, play music. Background music played at Hideaway can be changed. The track list is expanded using roles acquired from main. Okay, that's really cool. Oh, I like this. I guess I'm going to be in this Hideaway a lot. Because the fact that I can change the music here, they're like...
I haven't... Ah, a new face.
Alex, what type of frog deck do you like, since there's so many of them?
The fat chocobo is a demanding mistress, and we are too few to keep her on her feet. Might I persuade you to deliver a meal or two to souls in need of sustenance? For your trouble, I can offer you the contents of my strongbox and my enduring gratitude.
Food for thought. Help keep the fat chocobo running. Sure, am I?
I don't see why not.
Marvelous. And who exactly do I have the honor of addressing?
Clive.
Delighted to make your acquaintance, Clive. I'm Kenneth, and mine are the weary shoulders upon which the weight of this fine establishment rests. Now, I have 3 hungry customers awaiting their victuals. Take these if you would, and be careful. They're hot.
This is Final Fantasy 16, Dom.
Hot meal. How long has it been?
So you said I usually just play the variant I like out of Diva Frogs, Hero Frogs, or just pure with some junks. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at, except I don't really play Diva Frogs. I haven't really gotten into that deck yet. There's one issue that really concerns me about Diva Frogs, I guess. And it's the side decking, because I feel like that version of the deck is probably hurt the most by deck devastation virus.
I was hoping it might be.
Because you're not siding out the Deep Sea Divas and the Spine Gilmans and Mermaid Archer and stuff like that.
You're new, aren't you? Kenneth's running you ragged already, I expect. The old rascal.
I just don't want to lose to that one
Say
card
he'd give me
outright.
something for my trouble.
And so he should. We're not slaves anymore. Well met, lad. And keep up the good work.
When he's not out chasing rumors, Sid's up there in that hole of his.
So they said that I can prioritize stuff. Let me see. How does that work? Food for thought. Oh, it's already prioritized, I guess. Yeah, it's already prioritized. All right.
Reading and scheming.
Lay off the man.
Here.
Oh, my thanks.
I'm also the combo frog player sometimes. See, that's toxic.
not think me lazy
I have not
for
even
waiting to be
slightly
served like
picked
a
that up
lord.
yet because I'm trying to avoid being hated by the whole community, even though I've definitely trolled a bit.
You left me half lame, truth be told.
Damn, decked up for 6 cards. What were you playing, Dallas?
Nonetheless. The
Decked up for
Hideaway
6 is
was the
crazy.
home I never knew, and a mighty fine one at that.
Deck W for 6 is insane. I've seen Deck W for 6 on a fairy player like a year ago at my locals. It was actually Corey Fowler versus my friend Xavier, and he just took all of his cards, and I felt so bad.
Well, well. There's so much more to farming than just seeds and soil.
Your food.
Just a moment. I need to finish this. I won't be a burden. I'm of no use to anyone as I am, but maybe if I can master this.
All right, but see that you eat it before it gets cold.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah, you have salvage, but I don't know. That's still...
That's the last one.
You have to have salvage line up with the deck devastation virus, and I'm just... I don't know. Return to Kenneth. Okay, is this Kenneth? This is Kenneth.
All done, I presume?
They were bearers, not slaves waiting upon their master's pleasure, but...
You were
men
playing
waiting
Frog
to be fed
Hero,
like
just had all
equals.
frogs, no meter.
Indeed. Equality is the very cornerstone upon which our little community is founded. Beyond these walls, we are scorned as slaves, speaking only when spoken to, eating only what scraps our masters deign to. In the Hideaway, we are free, truly free to speak as we please, when we please, and to eat more than reason enough to trust in Sid's vision. Now, I promised you something for your trouble, did I not? The content... Thank you, Clive. Do...
All right. So one thing about me when I play Final Fantasy games, I love doing side quests because you always get like really cool shit, especially towards the end of the game. You get like ultimate weapons and all that stuff. So countless treasure coffers lie across the realm just wanting to be plundered. If you find one, don't hesitate to kick it open with X and reap the bounty. Go on, no one's looking. Is this one of them? Okay, badge of metal. What the hell is that? I guess it would be in my gear. Okay, first off, still only the Phoenix. I want to try this heat wave move. This thing does a lot of damage. This thing does... Oh, okay, I see how it works. Alright, anyways. Where's that badge go? I'm assuming... This is terrible. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, badge of metal. Damn. A good luck charm modeled after the front foot of the mythical Kate Sith, a cat with a... Okay, and it increases guild by 25%. I already have this one that increases guild by 25. So, Oh wait, no, the badge of metal, I was reading Case If Charm again. Wow. Increases defense by 10. I don't really care about defense if I'm trying to dodge everything anyway. Game 1, my opponent had Whirlwind 4 back row. 1 being Solemn for my only play. Wasn't really a non-game, it was a non-match. Is this going to be a sleep stream or are you staying up for 24 hours? My goal is to actually stay up for all 24 hours. However, because Kenny is also one half of the I'm There podcast, I might take a nap at some point and have him take over the stream. I'm not sure. My goal is to stay up for all 24 hours though. I would like to entertain for 24 hours straight. So yeah, Cam and Kenny will be on to do a live podcast at 11 a.m. And then after that, that'll probably go from like 11. It'll take us a bit to get set up. So probably like 11:15 to, let's say, 2 hours from then. So 1 o'clock, something like that. And then that should be just in time for the RBET top 8. So I'll do like a little watching of that and then maybe play some Edison myself or something. Just pivot from there. What's up, Caesar? How's it going? But yeah, I want to stay up for all 24 hours. We'll see how that goes. I do have a case of Red Bull downstairs. So yeah. Let's see. Experience. I'm keeping that on forever. Yeah, I think these are my 3 charms. I'm just sticking with this. This is okay. So who else has a side quest for me? I'm trying to do some side quests. I love side quests. Side quests are really big main character energy, you know? Alright, let's see.
Damn it. We'll be needing more wood. But if I step away to fetch any, this lot will be down around our ears.
That's what she said.
Ah,
hey,
you there.
It's Tywin.
Perfect timing. I couldn't persuade you to fetch me some timber, could I?
I'd be happy to.
I'd be happy to.
Oh, thank you. Takes a lot of work to keep this place standing.
It certainly looks like you've got your hands full.
Ah, you can say that again. The Fallen knew their craft, make no mistake, but not even their handiwork lasts forever. That's why the walls need shoring up. Can't have the vegetable...
No, I suppose not.
Ask over at the White Ads. They'll... Thanks again.
Alright. Prioritize quests. Side quests. Speak with a carpenter at the White Ads. Carpenter. Let's see. Alright. This is the guy.
Excuse me. The man working over by the garden sent me to fetch some wood.
Ah, that'll be Jeffrey, Master Carpenter. Luck would have it. You take as much as you need for...
Thank you.
Yo.
Not at all. We appreciate the assistance.
Mick. Is that how you say that? Is that Mick? Looks like Mick. Take planks. Alright, collect the planks.
Here we are. I'd better get this to... Jeffrey, was it?
I wonder if all the side... I'm sure the side quests in this game have to get, like, way more intense. This is probably just the beginning little nonsense they have you do. And then it's going to be like, take this from this realm and all the way across the world to this guy.
Oh, you're back. Hope fetching that wood wasn't too much trouble.
I love fetching wood.
Will this be enough?
This will do nicely, thank you. With a bit of luck, the walls won't be falling in on us just yet.
That sounds ominous.
Oh, it's not as bad as all that. And it's a damn sight better than the alternative. We're safe, we're warm, and we're hidden. What more could we ask for? Now stop fretting and take this. You've earned it.
If this game is good, it'll easily be my favorite Final Fantasy game. Just on the basis that it's Game of Thrones, X Final Fantasy, and I love Game of Thrones. Like I'm still not sure if it's actually good yet, but graphically it's nice, of course. It's on the PS5 and all that. Storyline seems decent. Okay, we got more meteorite and gill bug. Can be traded for gill. Nice. So I'm guessing I just sell that. Is what I'm thinking. Let me see. Are there no more side quests? I don't see any more side quests. Where the hell do I even sell things at? Curse Breaker and Training.
What?
Ugh. I'm really mad that the HUD doesn't have a map on it. I am so bad with directions. In real life and in video games, I need a map. Like, I can't deal.
Eat your food while it's hot and see that none goes to waste.
Okay. Where's that? Where's that lady at? Here she is. Oh, wait. Speak with... Alright, I'm just gonna do this.
I need supplies for my journey to Lostwing. Otto said you could provide them.
What's that? Does the newcomer think it proper to make demands of a poor old matron before even introducing himself?
I just knew she was gonna be hard-boiled.
It's Clive.
Well, Clive, I hear that dog is yours. Since he followed Sid home one night, I've seen to it that his chin's rubbed and his belly fed. Though I suppose that's your job now. Unless you lose him again.
I won't. Not again. Thank you.
So, were you gonna buy some? What?
Maybe.
You didn't think I'd shower your lordship with my hard-won wares while you swagger about with a pocket full of gil? Life doesn't work that way, lad. Now, let's see some coin.
I have so many bad things to say. I'm just not sure if I'm going to break YouTube's terms of service. Oh, that's funny. All right, what is going on here? So I would not make that because, first of all, how much money do I have? Yeah, no. I'm at 1266. I am a broke boy. None of these things that you have are good. I am a broke boy. Okay, but sell. Let's see. Do I want to sell my sword? No, I'm only getting... She's juicing. She is juicing. Gil bug. Can be traded for gil. I really feel like I'm supposed to just sell this, so I am going to sell this. Oh, sell all valuables. There's a button to literally do that. Okay, I'm not crazy. I've played enough of these types of games. Whenever you get something that's just like a valuable item like that, you're just supposed to sell it. Thank God it's not used in like crafting
That's
or whatever.
all. Why, you've barely a guilt to your name.
Excuse me?
You're taking his side now. And after all I've done for you. All right. All right, I can make an exception. But just this once, mind. My stores are getting cluttered and I need to make room for the next shipment.
Thank you.
Thank me? Thank your dog.
They should have got Jon Snow to voice the main character. That would have been fire. I don't know anything. I made a deal with the watch. I don't know. It goes against my vows. I guess I just pick this up. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick this up. Retrieve sacks. Sacks. What the hell is this? The art stone, or arret stone? The arret stone is now accessible. This customizable virtual battlescape provides Clive a safe location to test out new abilities and train against all manner of enemies. Additional options will become available as you progress through the story. Okay, so just literally a training ground. I don't really care for this right now. No. Let me out of here. Are they gonna make me do this? Really? Okay, sure. Training mode. Break the targets. The Hall of Virtue. Take this. How can I tell? Ouch. Not in the ass. It's actually really hard to do that combo. So it's like square, triangle, square, triangle. Square, triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle. Oh, okay, we getting there. It's all about the timing. Give into the darkness. Alright, how do I get out of here though?
You lose.
Ouch. Alright, there has to be. I'm done. Training options. Invincibility, burst timing, select target. Oh, end training. I was about to say, like, I'm over it. That was fun. Okay, exit. Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
Leaving already, are ya?
It's you I'll miss the most, Lady Karen. It always is.
Don't stop you going, does it?
This should be fun.
Right.
I even have a ghost, like the wolf that Jon Snow has, the dire wolf. It's kind of cool. What's your opinion on cutting 1-for-1, and do you side it out into oppression matchups? First of all, cutting 1-for-1 is just not correct. I don't know why you'd ever want to lower your chances of opening Treeborn Frog in a deck that needs it in order to play the game, but in my opinion, 1-for-1 is not a cuttable card. I also do not side it out. I don't care what the matchup is. 1-for-1 is one of the best extenders in the entire format. And I win a lot of games because of 1-for-1. Like, they'll stop my one play, and then I'll just 1-for-1 main phase 2, or like, you know, after they stop my one play, and it is kind of a blowout every time it happens. Like, it's really bad for your opponent when they expect to, you know, solemn something or whatever, and you're just like 1-for-1. The deck needs as many extenders as it can get. That's why I like Miracle Fusion. That's why Raw Neck likes Mausoleum and Garrett Town. Just like any extra layer than just summoning a Monarch, because that is, for all intents and purposes, that is, you know, very basic, and everyone's expecting that's what you're going to do. Like, oh, he's going to tribute for a Monarch. But like, the second you start adding an extra play to it, the deck becomes very overpowered. Use the world map to instantly travel to locations. Okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of 1-for-1. I will never play a frog deck without it, personally. I will never play a frog deck without 1-for-1. Because you have an 80% chance of opening Treeborn Frog by having 1-for-1 in your deck. Like, it's 3 substitutes, 3 swaps, 2 Treeborns itself, and then the actual 1-for-1, which is 9 cards, right? And 9 out of 40 gives you an 80% chance to open up Treeborn, so that means that 4 out of 5 games you see Treeborn access in your opening hand, and then 1 out of 5 games you don't. I like having those odds as high as possible.
Yes? What? He'd quit while he's ahead if he had any.
Edison is such a inconsistent format too. I feel like this is why Heroes is such a good deck. You just need all the consistency you can get.
That it? Fine.
Where to next?
For now, we rest and regroup.
Also, 1-for-1 plus Junk Synchron or 1-for-1 plus Deep Sea Diva is crazy. Let's start there. That is also not okay. 1-for-1 plus Junk or Diva is nuts. You literally, you don't lose anything, so you don't go minus at the end of it, and you get to choose whether you want to keep your Junk Synchron or Diva in your hand for next turn, and still do full dupe block or sub block or whatever. So you have so many options from that opening. It is the best opening in the deck. It's a lot of pressure. I think I did it twice on stream at Deck Devastators 4, and both times those games were just not close. Like, they were just really not close. They were both non-games because of 1-for-1. So for a lot of reasons, I like 1-for-1. Where am I going? Make for the Great Wood. Where the fuck is the Great Wood? Okay, wait. Can I do this thing? No?
There's a good girl. Hungry, are you?
Open world map. Oh, I can just like... Okay. So deep and vast is the Great Wood, it serves as a defensive barrier between the Crystal Belt and the Holy Empire, while its denizens deter foolhardy travelers from exploring the forest's everlasting night. These descriptions. These are some descriptions. The Great Wood, the Holy Empire of Sambre.
Bastard blood flies everywhere.
Blood flies?
I told you we should have taken the Crystal Road.
Nigga, you mean mosquitoes?
And I told you we're outlaws. Well, you want every bounty hunter in Storm?
I'm gonna start calling mosquitoes blood flies.
To the Holy Capital. Besides, what's wrong with a shortcut through nature's splendor?
The Deadlands claim more of the realm each day. That a place like this still exists is a miracle in itself. Bloodflies and all.
We'll be back in Imperial land soon. You all right?
Never better.
Sounds like it. That there is a fine hound. Soon took to hunting. Fearless as you like.
It's good to have you back, Torgal.
Ghost.
We
They should let me name it.
Forest after nightfall.
And customize
I suppose
it.
not.
Ooh, we're in the forest together. Fanning Embers. Torgal has joined the party and will fight alongside Clive. Use the side thing to toggle between item shortcuts and pet commands. The following 3 commands are available. Sick, Heal, Ravage. Heal was broken. The accessory known as the Ring of Timely Assistance removes the need for giving Torgal commands. When this item is equipped, Torgal will attack and heal automatically based on the current battle situation. Interesting. Although...
Did I mention there'd be deadly beasts? There'll be deadly beasts. Nothing a trained assassin can't handle them.
How reassuring.
You're welcome. For that and the shortcut.
Are they really not gonna let me? I was gonna say, when can I run? I'm trying to run. Okay. Blood flies.
Maybe they're friendly like Torgal. Or maybe they aren't.
Whoa. Level up. Is this the new Final Fantasy? Looks amazing. Yes, it is. I am still learning how to play it. This is the very beginning of the game. I'm like 1 hour into the game right now, I think. But yeah, I love Final Fantasy games. I grew up playing them. This is very different from those, obviously, because it's not turn-based. It's very action-oriented, so you have to like... What can I do with this dog? Okay, 1 second. 1 second, my guy. Relax. Bloodhounds. What the hell is that? Brains! Yo, that looks like that one level 1 dinosaur monster that's all crystallized. The really broken one where like it searches evolution pill.
Good Grieger's name is he?
Forget the name of that thing.
Looking for food. No more wolves where he's from. The north was one of the first parts of Storm to fall to the Blight.
Poor sod. I'd invite him over for a cup of tea if I didn't think he'd eat the dog.
I feel like Frog's my only bad matchup. How would you go about it from a Blackwing perspective? I mean, Blackwings has the best side deck in the format, so you have Deck Devastation Virus, Pulling the Rugs, you have Skill Drain, you have Soul Release, DD Crow, you have so many cards. I think Pulling the Rug is really good. I also think Fossildyne is really good against Frogs. But you also just have to know the matchup. Like, you don't commit cards to the field unless you're willing to lose them, because Frogs eat up cards on the field and not necessarily in the hand. It also depends on what build they're playing now. If they're playing straight up Frog Monarch, you can't really... I mean, I guess it's true no matter what version of Monarchs. Every good version of Monarchs, at least the ones that I've built and top with, they all play something to do if your opponent doesn't commit to the field. This time. But you just have to be very aware of what you're willing to sacrifice and try not to expose yourself too much to getting Monarched in a bad spot. And if you don't have a good play, then don't do anything. Like, do nothing. Doing nothing against Monarchs is very annoying for the Monarch player, because then it makes it awkward to bring back Treeborn Frog, because you might have Shura. And if I can't use the Treeborn Frog for a Monarch that turn, then bringing it back exposes me. So it's like it's a matchup that you have to play a lot to get the feel of it. But I think the matchup is in Blackwing's favor, in all honesty. Especially after games 2 and 3. In every Whirlwind game, it's just a non-game. Blackwings is like the best deck, and it's very easy to play. But you have to know how to play multiple different matchups. But most of them, it's just like, I'm just going to beat you down really quickly and deal a lot of damage.
The ruins. They're everywhere, aren't they?
Some say there was a time they blocked out the stars. Down was the only way left for them to go. There's probably a lesson to be learned from that. But it can wait. Come on. Mind your head.
Mind your head. Okay. Now what? What the hell is that? How do y'all live in a world where shit like that just happens?
Doesn't happen to be a friend of yours, does it?
Yes, get him. Hey. Enemy slain. This game is actually pretty fun. Holy shit, that's a lot of money. Dragon Talon, used in crafting. Sharp Fang. Okay, I'll take it.
Must be a nest nearby. Keep your eyes open.
Hold on one second. I just want to check how the stream looks on my phone to see what you guys are seeing, basically. Okay. Let's see. So I can stop this. Yeah. Let's see. What do we? Is this our only option? Okay. I like exploring. And right now, this game does seem very linear. Almost reminds me of Final Fantasy 13 in the beginning, where you really didn't have any opportunity to explore. I'm hoping it's not like this forever, because that game sucked because of that. Like, it was just so goddamn linear. It felt like a hallway game. You're just walking a straight line all the time. What is this? Why is it glowing?
What is it, boy?
Animal instinct. Why trust in your own animal instinct when you now have an actual animal at your side? If you are lost, hold down L3 and let Torgal point you in the right direction.
At least one of us knows these woods. Thank you, Torgal.
Two sharp fangs.
Well, Raylan, I'm too happy. And for once, it's not my fault.
Stay down!
This is stupid. I like wolves.
I don't think they care, Sid.
Oh, shit.
We did what had to be done.
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
No. No, it doesn't.
Burning blade. Okay. Where are we supposed to be going? So I guess, did I only come here to fight? Do you ever play Final Fantasy Tactics? I have actually played Final Fantasy Tactics. It's a pretty good game. I'll never beat it though. When I played that game, I was very young, and that is a strategy RPG game. Those are very different, but they don't hold my attention as long as a standard RPG does. So I tend to get like a little bored after a while of strategy RPGs, and then I just stop playing them. And I've done this with Gaia and like pretty much every other strategy RPG I've ever played. I haven't played many of them, but the ones that I have played, I played them hard as fuck for like a month, and I get pretty far and everything, and then I just like cold turkey stop. I don't know what that's about, but yo, Snack, what's up? You ready to see this RBET conclusion today? I'm excited. I want to see a true hero get a W. That'd be great. And then we're gonna have him on the stream anyway. What the shit? Look at this thing.
You'd better hope so. This shouldn't take too long.
So much for your shortcut.
Okay.
Still short, just not quite as quick. But it'll be a damn sight quicker if you help me.
My thoughts exactly.
This thing looks wild.
My wounds, boy. Torgal. A little help.
Yes. Fuck him up.
Someone's got the up.
Whoa.
Where he stops, no one knows.
Not this time.
I doubt he'll do that again.
Not if we kill him first.
My wounds, boy.
Get the wounds going, boy.
The only Final Fantasy games I've played are 10 and World. So 10 is my favorite. And I also would say Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of my favorites too. That game was insane. And I grew up playing 7, so a lot of nostalgia there for me. But yeah, Final Fantasy World. What the hell is that? I don't know why that one doesn't sound familiar. But yeah, I love 10. I love Yuna and Titus, or however you want to say his name. So on.
Oh, come on. Stand back.
Oh shit. What is happening? Hey, yo. That is some shit. Yo. That is fire.
You're dominant.
I am. Aye. Well, not by choice, mind. Old bloody Rome of strapping young lads. And it was this sorry sack of bones Ramu saw fit to home.
That's so cool. Sid is Ramu in this game.
Sid.
Ramu is a thunder summon in a lot of Final Fantasy
You
games.
say you want to help dominants and bearers. But what's in it for you?
What's in it for me? The same as for all of us. What we want and deserve.
So
Save for our knack.
it's
Dominants
10:30
and
now.
bearers are no different from anyone else.
Got 30 minutes into the live
Ability to use
podcast.
magic or summon great beasts should command respect, but instead has left us outcasts. Our kind are used and discarded like tools, yet we are men, so why must we die as less?
I see. So what you're saying is you want to start a war.
You flatter me, lad. But my days as a firebrand are long behind me. No, I only wish to offer our kind of choice. A place where we can die on our own terms.
Aye. Okay, you dead as hell. This dog won't heal me out of battle, which is annoying. They kind of like, they knew better, because obviously I would just have the dog heal me up to full right now.
Clyde, what exactly do you plan on doing when you find this dominant in the fight?
What do you think? I'll show him the mercy he showed my brother, and cut out the tongue of any man who tries to talk me out of it.
All right. Forest dark enough with it.
What the hell? There is something here.
Fall like all the rest.
Now, all of a sudden, this guy just found out that he could use, oh, World of Final Fantasy. I've heard of that. It's like Square Enix decided to make a Pokemon game with Final Fantasy IP. Level up. There has to be a quicker way to turn this camera around. I need to look at the controls. I feel like my camera... Maybe I should just make my camera speed faster. Magic Ash.
See that river? We follow her upstream and we'll be in Lostwing in no time.
In no time. Right.
Whoa.
No holding back. Too slow. Not this time. Sicko toggle. Not this time. Too slow.
Oh, it's down. Die, damn it. Toggle. Okay, so that's the right way. Ooh, a chest. I almost didn't notice that. That is not... They gotta do something about those chests. That shit is barely noticeable.
Quiet. A Royal Scout.
Someone's far from home.
Spider-Man.
Let's follow him.
And?
They're just down that way. All of them. Grieger's my witness.
Excellent.
Oh god, this lady.
We move.
I don't understand. Have I not proven loyal?
They're gonna kill him. This game is so brutal. They're just gonna slit his throat.
It is true my liege values loyalty above all else. But were you not quick to betray your countrymen for the promise of coin?
Yep, every time. Just every... Damn, was that his head? Was that not... Yep, that was his head. His head just spun off. That is... Yo.
That woman.
She's a dominant.
Benedicta Harmon, commander of Waloed's elite intelligences. If we can capture her...
You! Weapons on the ground, Imperials!
get this over with then.
Why is he just ignoring that guy behind him? That's insane.
At least they're not
I'm going for the
giant
guy who's behind me.
Keep your distance, boy. Get him, boy.
What the hell? Cinematic Clash. When the screen flashes orange like this during a pivotal moment in battle, repeatedly tap square to either press or fend off the attack. Oh, I love this.
Behind you.
Where's my sword? Yo. Oh, this is getting crazy. Oh, shit.
Not this time.
No shit. This is so cool. This is actually really decent. Oh, damn. Damn. Okay, Final Fantasy 16. That was actually really cool. That's a lot of gold. Badge of Might. Ooh, increases attack by 7. I might need to equip that. I like that. I like that a lot. I think you're freaky and I like you a lot. I think you're freaky and I like you a lot.
Well, you do look the part. Though you fight like a true shield of Rosaria, and one blessed by the Phoenix at that. Speaking of which, I wonder, does the other icon of fire give blessings, do you think?
You don't believe me?
And lo, the Creator did make of the elements 8 icons to serve as keepers of the one law. Not that I've ever set too much store by holy doctrine, but on that point, it's clear. Fire has always had just the one warden, as of all the rest. A new one can't be born until the previous dies, and even that can take years. The thing is, you don't strike me as a liar. Which leaves but one person who might be able to shed some light on the matter. And they're in Lostwing. As are our Waluda friends, I would imagine. We should hurry before it gets dark.
But what if someone discovers the bodies?
That's way too bright.
Well, and they'll be sorely disappointed.
Stage replay and arcade mode are now available. Enter the virtual battlescape for details on new options. That's pretty cool. Stage replay. Okay. I need to run to the bathroom real quick, and the podcast is going to be starting in like 15 minutes, or we're going to start getting set up for that. So I will be right back. I just have to pee. So this is back to this. Okay. Here we go. We're almost 2 hours in. 2 out of 24 hours. Crazy. Insanity. Insanity. Alright, let's see. Plains that stretch across the southern reaches of the Holy Empire are sparsely populated unless one knows where to look. I can go back to the Hideaway. There are no available quests. I'm gonna go back to the Hideaway real quick. I wanna see what's up. A new crafting recipe is available at the Black Hammer. Ooh, you know I like that.
Where to next?
For now, I heard they escaped their masters.
I don't know where I'm going. Active time lore. The dominant of fire. A mysterious figure who was first seen amid the chaos of the Imperial Invasion of Phoenix Gate, immediately before the appearance of the second icon of fire, the very icon that slew the heir to the ducal throne. Clive believes this man to be the dominant who murdered his brother and has sworn to take revenge. Interesting.
Look what the curl dragged in. Go on then.
Your weapons suck, lady. They suck. We'll have a lot of money now. I'm balling. We ain't broke boys no more. Okay, so this only increases my defense by 2, so we're not going to invest in that. Again, just by 2, so we're not doing that. Yeah. Sure.
Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Okay, Black Quick. Use the forge. What's he got? Okay, so both of these suck. Raw sword plus, long sword plus. Yeah, I mean, these just don't. This will increase my defense by 5, which is decent. Traveler's bands. Not really. Maybe I should make this though. Defense by 5. I mean, sure.
Should last you a good while.
Oh shit, reinforce. That is something. So you can like make your stuff even stronger, I guess. Wolfskin sash plus 2. Iron braces, so
And
okay, what else do we have here? Is there anything else? What is this? This is the Redstone. This is the shop. 1,000 tomes. What the hell's that? Oh, that's cool. You can set markers. Okay, this makes things a lot better. Thank God. Now, my terrible GPS that I have internally can be somewhat mitigated with being able to set markers on the map, because dear God, I am terrible at directions.
Yours is not a familiar face. Are you new to the Hideaway, perchance?
You could say that.
Well then, allow me to welcome you. I am Harpocrates II Hyperboreus.
That's,
Quite a mouthful, I know. Which is why everyone here has taken to calling me simply Tomes, on account of the company I keep. And
what up, Tomes?
Company. I'm a collector, you see. Not of bijou and baubles, but of stories. The history and culture of these isles have ever been a source of endless fascination to me. But alas, my days of wandering the realm in search of new tales are far behind me. And so I've taken to sharing that which I've gathered with all who might listen. Perhaps you would care to listen.
Hydro says, what game is this? I'm uncultured. This is Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 16, King. Viewed 1,000 tomes. What the hell is this?
I have a few new notes that might interest you.
A comprehensive compendium of Alistian lore, covering everything from basic terms to important persons, geography, and history. New information is constantly added as you progress through the story. Okay.
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. Wish to study the tomes?
That's pretty cool. Okay, I remember that. So, second icon of fire, Night of Flames. Oh, this is like really detailed. Wow. Commander of the Kingdom of Walud, elite intelligence and true scholar of the Blade, who leads to royal minions or loyal minions from the front. That's weirdly worded. After attending the negotiation of the Dalmex, these names stop. Where she crushed the hopes of the Republican army while encouraging those of Hugo Kupka, she parted company with her liege lord in order to lead a secret incursion into imperial territory. Did they say anything about her being a dominant, though? Because she definitely used some wind power a second ago. I'm not crazy.
Did you learn everything you needed?
What have you done? That's many uses.
Can I go to the world map? Open world map. Here we go. It's 10:52. Okay, so maybe I should pause here. Let me save my game. How do you save? System. Save. There we go. Overwrite save data. Fanning Embers. That's pretty cool. They got the little original Final Fantasy icons there. Okay, so Current activity, fanning embers 80%. Alright, so I'm gonna switch over. So I guess I should put my PS5 to sleep. So power into rest mode. So that will do that. Then I will cut over to this because this is ultimately going to be the setup for the podcast, at least somewhat. All right, so I need to turn my thing back here. And I'm flickering. Let's see. Yeah, you should show on your Discord. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna come through the headphones. All right.
Ho.
Yo. What's up, Ryan Knight? What's up, Mayberry? We are about to record the live podcast with Cameron Saunders. I believe Kenny, you're here now.
I am.
So that's good.
I don't know if they can hear me or not, but I'm here.
They should be able to hear you. Speak again?
I'm speaking.
Okay, yeah, because I have it through OBS, so I can see that your audio is picking up. Yeah, everything should be fine there. Now, what I want to do is the way I want to stream this, I'm thinking, is I'll have the Discord call popped out. So, like, let me... Well, I guess there's no video right now, but once you get the video set. Also, chat, why don't you guys give me a card to be for today's live podcast? I am right now the Magician of Black Chaos, but what card would you guys like me to be today? I'll switch to it. I can be anything. For example, let me see. Pictures.
All right. I just announced the 24-hour stream and the starting of the podcast in the Critical Hit Plus Discord.
Oh, this is going to be hard to do because I can barely see. Okay, I guess I still can do this. This is so big. Oh, maybe I should full screen. Okay, this is much easier to do if I full screen. Okay, so this needs to be... why is this soul release is like... It's got some weird dimensions going on. There we go. All right, now I'm inside of the soul release, but I could be anything, you know? I could literally be anything. Let me know if you want me to become a different card. So Kenny, I'm gonna let you do your thing. Let's see, where's Cam? Where you at, my dude?
You know what's so fucking weird?
What? What's so fucking
I literally
weird?
had a dream, and I woke up and I had to check Discord again because I was like, was that real or was that a fucking dream? Because what a dumb dream to have. I had a dream that I woke up and I checked Discord, and then Cam was like, hey guys, actually I won't be able to make it onto the podcast. I have a tournament in New York. And so I'm in the car now on my way to New York.
What?
And I was like, why? I was like, was that real? Like, why would that be in my dream?
It's such a random thing. Oh man. That is such a random thing. Okay, so let me see. So we're just waiting on him. Oh, interesting. Let me You need to be able to see me. So if I turn on my camera, how is this going to work?
How indeed.
Tricky, 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 tricky. When are you streaming Volvi today? I might, I might actually rewatch Volvi. That would actually be really funny. That's a good idea, Austin. I think I'm gonna rewatch Volvi at some point. Oh, so good. Also, it's not showing up when I clicked on turn on camera. Interesting. Oh, I know why. I think I know why. Hopefully this works. Let's see. New Tech NDI. Webcam input.
There actually is an Edison tournament in New York today, funny enough. See?
Oh, shit.
I might be a seer.
A crystal seer?
Mm-hmm.
So my chat overlay thing in OBS definitely does not update as fast because I still don't see whatever comment you just responded to. So let me just go to the actual live stream video because, yeah, there's actually Edison tournament in New York. You'll never know me. Who the hell? Let's see. Pop out chat.
You'll never know him.
I mean, clearly. Okay, so I popped out the chat so I can just see the chat. So maybe if I pop out the chat. Howdy, friends. I overslept. Well, I mean, you're just in time. 11 a.m. We're about to start the live podcast. As soon as we figure out where the hell Cam is. Oh, Cam is typing. Yeah. So Cam is
doing some stuff. I'm trying to get everything set up.
Ooh, I like this. Okay, wait. Okay, OBS has some shit going on. Hey, Frazier, how do you do an RBET yesterday? I was only able to watch the first half. I went 2-2 and dropped. I played Christia Sworn. I didn't feel comfortable playing Frogs yesterday with 40-minute time. I feel like it takes a bit longer on Dueling Book anyway to play the deck. So I was like, I'm not going to risk it. I don't want to go into time with the Frog deck because it's not the best deck in time, I would say. It's not as good as something like Black Wings or whatever. Mayberry, 1K cash tournament at Big Boy Gaming on Sunday for the ones that don't make day 2 at Edison Nationals. So there's a 1K on Sunday of Nationals. So I'm guessing. Okay, so Cam said, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. I'm guessing you're saying, Mayberry, that is the Sunday of Nationals. That's happening. How far is Nationals from Big Boy Gaming? Like, how far are they apart? That's kind of like my question there. That's kind of my question there. Oh, I want to... Maybe I should be Absolute Zero today. Elemental Hero. Hero. Absolute Zero. Since nobody gave me a card to be, I'm just going to be Absolute Zero. You had your chance. I don't think I've ever been a Fusion Monster either. I have to find a good copy of Absolute Zero. That is... Why is it low-key kind of... The ones I'm finding are kind of... they're kind of mid. Kinda mid. Alright, I think I'm just going to use this one. No, this looks horrible. I can't use that. Alright, maybe I won't be Absolute Zero. Wait. Save image as pictures. Content miscellaneous. We're going to change this soul release. It's 30-minute. It's a 30-minute drive. Okay, so that's not too bad. Like 30 minutes. I mean, you drive 30 minutes to go to like any other tournament. Yeah, that could be a...
Here you go, Frazier. Hold on.
All right, Kenny's saying, here you go.
Yo, what's up?
Oh, hey, what's up, Cam? How are you? You definitely sound like you just woke up. I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah. You get groggy Cam today.
Groggy Cam. Listen, take a good like little 5 minutes, whatever, to get yourself ready. Oh,
yeah,
Kenny.
We're not completely ready yet, so I'm setting up.
Yeah, Kenny, where'd you get this from?
DeviantArt. I told you this last time.
You did, but you know I have a hard time.
Listen, man, I know all of us have avoided DeviantArt for like years of our life.
Bro, it's so hard. It's so hard to take DeviantArt seriously, but at this point.
But when you need Yu-Gi-Oh card art for some reason, like DeviantArt just has them all.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is good. Look at this. This is like way better than the shit that I just had up. I just need to stop flickering. I think I gotta turn my brightness down a little bit on my ring light. Okay, so That looks good. I'm kind of like floating a little bit. Should I try to move this? Nope, now I'm too low. I have it so bad with like organizing myself in these windows.
Cam, do you have a favorite Edison monster?
Probably Diva.
Deep Sea Diva.
Yeah. I mean, I would maybe say like Bestiary or something because I love Glads, but I mean like Diva's that card, you know.
Okay, Kenny, I think I just realized something. So I think the way I'm gonna have to do this, it just came to me. What program are you using? We're on OBS, Alex, to make the graphics. Have a great stream, man. Gonna leave to hang with a buddy. Dark Paladin, Leon. I'm absolute zero.
Hey,
It's
what's
too
up,
late.
Leo?
I am absolute zero now. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling cold on you hoes.
How you doing, Leo?
All right. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is I will have it capture my entire like, oh wait. Okay. That
Is
is
it
not
possible to just
I want
don't
to
turn your webcam on for the OBS, right? And then you should be able to turn your webcam on for whatever it's called for Discord, and then you can put.
So wait. All right, so what's step one? What's step one? Because I wasn't really listening.
All right. So I'm just gonna walk through the. I'm not 100% sure if this will work, but I think it should. So if you just turn your webcam on for just Discord, so that I can see your webcam, and then I set all the graphics up on my OBS, and then when you watch my Discord stream, you just put that as the stream. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's exactly what I was gonna do actually.
Okay.
So basically, yeah. Well, hold on. So I just need to figure out where everything is. Okay.
Yeah,
so
Leo, I'm down.
Right now on my left screen, let me see.
Also, Cam, are you jumping on webcam or no?
No.
You don't want the world to see your beautiful, beautiful face?
The world's not ready.
They are ready. They're always ready.
I mean, not with me just having woke up and shit.
Yeah, I do not blame you for not wanting to be in here.
Hey, I just woke up. Not just woke up, but 10, 20 minutes ago. I'm in there. You just wipe the crust out your eyes. Get the crust out your eyes. Let's sway in the morning. Says some shit like that.
Interestingly enough, for some reason, it's not picking up my left monitor at all. I just realized that. Checking the stream out for a bit as background noise while I game. Looking forward to a fun upcoming weekend. Yeah, I can't wait, Adam. Let's see. I was not comfortable playing Machina yesterday with main deck Sidra all over the place. Went 3-2 with value and got just absurdly high roll for both losses. Yeah, my losses were funny too. I probably will share the replay at some point because they are not good. Okay, like, they are so not good.
Flamers, we're just doing everything through OBS. Like all of the editing, everything you see happening on stream is all through a program called OBS.
I wonder why this is not picking up the left monitor though. That is so weird. Maybe I should try to re-add it. Okay, hold on. Let me try to add display capture. Yeah, so it's seeing one monitor and not the other. I wonder if it's because I low-key think that it's because the left monitor was turned off for a second. So let me see display settings. Right now, let's extend these displays. Show only 2. Keep changes. Which doesn't affect you at all. Okay, extend. If only you guys knew all the technical difficulties we go through before an actual podcast. It's always like this. It's always something crazy like this. Okay, this is going to be 1920 by 1080. Keep changes. Then this monitor is actually on this side. Apply.
Like all the technical bullshit you guys are listening to right now, like this isn't something new. Like almost every podcast we have to deal with this.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like it can capture from my primary monitor, but not my other one, which I might just move everything. I might just move everything over to the right, which is okay. I'm going to move everything over so it can capture.
Cam, check Discord real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking for one.
Sweet.
All right. So what is YouTube seeing right now? Okay, YouTube is just seeing like all of my things. I have so much random shit. So
Yeah, the way Frazier's doing it, by the way, the way he's working OBS and what's showing up on stream is a terrifying experience for me. Because if I were to do what he's like, I feel like he's just doing shit and shit's popping up on screen.
It is.
You know how much porn you guys would have seen at this point if that was me?
Oh man.
You know how fast we would have been banned?
All right. So
it would have been a bad move.
I can full screen that. I think I figured it out. All right. So I'm gonna full screen that. I'm gonna show general. So now, Kenny, you should be able to see me. You should be able to see me. And then if I do, oh, but that's not. Left monitor. Wait, right monitor. Oh, what the hell? Okay, this monitor, I need it to be capturing the primary monitor. Boom. Okay, so if my camera shows... All right. Walk me through your method again, Kenny.
All right, give me 1 second. I was just waiting for Cam's picture, and now... okay, so... so just leave your screen the way it is. So if you... So I'm going to put my stream up, and so when you watch my Discord stream, are you able to... Can you just put that on the YouTube stream?
So in order for that to happen, I need to make whatever you're seeing, like, and you're basically saying that if I put your stream as what YouTube sees, but YouTube won't see me if I watch your stream. Like, it'll see this. I'll show you exactly what it'll see. Like, look at the, you see what you're seeing right now? Like the 3 windows on Discord?
Yeah.
So you don't actually see me. I don't really know if there's like a workaround for that.
So when you watch my stream...
Like, I'm watching it right now, right?
Well, I'm not streaming it right now.
Well, I'm in the chat, but like basically what is being captured right now on screen is the chat between me, you, and Cam on Discord. Just like our 3 boxes, our 3 rectangles.
Yeah. So when I stream though, if you pop that out, can you put that on? You can put that on whatever monitor you need to put it on, so the stream sees it. Right. So.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
All right. Let me see if that'll work. I think I get what you're saying. I think.
So you guys are all right. I'm gonna go live just so you can start testing it, but I'm
Yeah.
still setting everything up.
Yeah. Because I could be being slow about this. Okay, losses were to Flamvell Zombie Assault Mode, and I heard multiple people lost to Flamvell Assault Mode yesterday, and Virus Turbo. So I'll let you figure out how those went. Virus Turbo sounds insane. Okay, and then Virus Turbo. Imagine being able to search out the virus cards back then. We can now. Yeah, virus cards are easily searchable now. Also, that's a funny picture of Cam doing the rod thing. Okay. So I click watch stream.
Yeah, so you watch the stream, you can pop it out, you can put it wherever you want, wherever you need to put it so that it's the thing that YouTube sees. and then they should be able. It should just be that. It should just be the stream. It shouldn't. You shouldn't see any of the boxes or anything. You can also right-click and click things like show non-video participants, and there's a checkbox, and you can check that, so that all goes away.
Okay, hold on.
You should be able to just pop the stream out.
All right, 1 second. So, show non-video participants. Where's that at?
If you just right-click where all the boxes are, it'll be like Kenny, Cam, Frazier. Like if you just right-click one of those boxes, one of them will say like show non-video participants.
Yep.
And then there's a checkbox, and you can like click it so that non-video participants aren't being shown.
Okay, so I mean, all of us are being shown then, right? Like that box should be checked.
No, it should be not checked.
Okay, all right. So I unchecked it. This is not full screen. I guess I'm still. I don't know. I don't know that this works. I feel like this doesn't actually work because in order for you to see me, you're seeing me through whatever I show OBS. Right?
Yeah,
and
but that's
OBS
why.
is also was feeding to YouTube.
But that's why I was saying, if instead of giving you to OBS, just webcam me like how any guest would do it. Just webcam on OBS, and then on OBS just put the stream, and then I'll put the absolute zero card up for you.
Okay, so
and then I guess your background wouldn't be the background of the absolute zero card, but
you could just do that yourself. So I'm trying to figure out how can I. All right, so I think I get what you're saying. I just need to figure out if I can webcam you without OBS. Is basically what you're saying. Like, the webcam that you need to see me on needs to not be OBS. It needs to just be like Logitech Brio, which is what my webcam is.
Yeah, like if you just go to Discord, yeah, and then
but
instead of
right now it's not showing anything. I guess it's because the Logitech Brio is being used by OBS right now, so it can only display. Yeah, it's only going to display.
Yeah, like when you go to Discord, and instead of clicking share my screen, if you just click like turn on camera, can you do that?
So I'm going to turn my camera off. And that's what I was doing. My camera was on the whole time. That's how you were seeing me at all, is that my camera was on. So I wasn't sharing my screen per se. My camera, like right now, the way you're seeing me on Discord is because my camera's on. And what you're seeing is what is going through OBS, which is also is going through to YouTube.
Hold on. Are you using OBS virtual camera or something?
I'm using NewTek NDI video. I'm not using OBS virtual camera. But like NewTek, the NDI video thing is how I always feed anything to Discord, and yeah, that's how I feed everything to Discord.
Hey, chat. I'm sorry if I'm not reading anything that you're saying at the moment, because I don't even have the chat up. I'm trying to troubleshoot this.
I'm reading chat. So far, it's just still on the searching out viruses and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of a way. Yeah, like if I switch to this, so now YouTube can see my Discord, but then I'm not in it, which is so funny.
So if you, where it says turn on camera on OBS, and there's like a little drop down arrow, when you click that, does it give you options?
Okay, let me check. So, oh, you know what? For this scene that I'm on right now, I just realized that there's no display capture at all. Or I should say, hold on, video capture device. Oh God, Logitech Brio. Let me see if this works. Configure video. No, that is not fantasy. Okay, hold on though. So video capture device. OBS virtual camera. Nope, that's nothing. Logitech Brio is nothing. Logi capture. I don't know what that is. Logitech NDI. Well, now I'm wondering. Let me go to a regular. So I go general. Video capture device. How's this set up? Logitech Brio. Okay. So that is the Logitech Brio. Also, the fact that its name has Brio in it.
Brio.
Okay, so let me try to do this. So video capture device. Logitech Brio. Then I don't see myself. Like, where am I in this thing? Figure video, resolution. Only. Okay, let me. Maybe if I, general. Oops. If I copy this into YouTube content and then paste. Let's see, can I paste this? General. Paste reference. Okay, hold on. Oh. Well, there we go. I think. Well, kinda. So so this is I guess this is a workaround. This is we're getting there. I just figured some shit out. So so now they can see me. Okay. I'm visible. I'm visible and you are visible on stream. I don't know how I did it. I kind of know how I did it, but I don't know how I did it at the same time. Let me remove this. Okay. I am 100% visible now. So if I were to turn off camera, so if I turn off my camera and I turn on my camera, you should be able to see. Okay, Kenny, I think I figured it out. You should be able to see on my, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You should be able to see me now if you enlarge my entire like screen. I know you cut me down or whatever, but if you enlarge it, I should be visible now. Because I think I'm visible on YouTube. Yeah, I'm visible on YouTube 1000%. So now you just you just need to find me. There we go. Okay. All right. Technical difficulties ironed out. that was rough.
Okay, hold on. Just gotta figure out how to do this now.
All right. Then we got Mr. Cam Gamer Mode Phase. Diva turned into a ritual monster for a sec. Necrol's format angle. Yeah, I know that this is like.
Now I gotta work through the mirror dimension.
Yes, you're definitely in the mirror dimension. I don't think I'm well placed in this card. Let me see something. Let me see how well placed I am in this, because I feel like is my placement just garbage. How do I look? Yeah, I guess that's good enough. I'm inside the card.
Yeah, I have to. Where you're at in the card is not super relevant for on my end,
right?
Because it's going to like mirror dimension. So I gotta just cut everything out other than your camera, and then put you like I have to have the absolute zero card on my end, and I'm putting you inside the absolute zero on my end.
Yo, what I'm seeing on Kenny's side is so wild. Well, I guess you guys are seeing it too. I'm just being straight up mirrored a million times. That is hilarious.
Yeah, he's the mirror. Well, that's what we got. Frazier's the mirror man. He's mirror master.
I am mirror master.
All right. I have one last thing I want to do. I just want to put A background for the little black borders.
This is some JoJo stuff. Wait, can you stop that mirror thing though?
No, because I can't. I'm watching your thing. Like, we're like recording a recording of a recording. So like I can't. I literally can't stop the mirror thing on my end.
This is hilarious. I'm fucking done. I am so fucking done. All right, well, I guess I'm just gonna be the mirror master this entire episode. That's fine. Whatever works. I don't care. It's just really funny. That is hilarious. I'm capturing whatever you are capturing. And
oh wait. The heck? You moved.
Yeah, I moved myself just to see
you
what
moved to
happened.
show the mirror land. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see what would happen if I moved myself. But
I was about to be like, please don't make me have to figure out how to organize it again.
No. Okay, well, Cam, you ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Sure.
You're 1,000%. All right, if we're ready.
Hold on 1 second.
All right, Kenny, you get
I
yourself.
just have to do one last little thing that I want to put just to cover up the black borders. Cover up the black borders.
This is wild. Frazier used multiply. He's ready to take down Blue Eyes Ultimate. I fucking could right now. As many of me as there are. Well, right now there's only one me. Oh, I guess. Okay, it's triggered by my movement.
Okay. I think that
Alex said this
I'm
is
good
great.
to go.
I can't be on camera, so you're on camera a million times for me.
Yes, I'm on camera for the both of us. All right. Anyways, are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
It's almost 11:30. This is what happens though. Every time we go to record a podcast, well, not every time. We're like 156 episodes. This is 156.
Not every
I
time.
think.
This was a special occasion just because we're trying to do. This is the first time we're doing it live. Do it live.
Yeah. So this is hilarious, but I think we're good. Like I think we can go. So I'm ready.
Allegedly.
To go. All right. Well, you ready for the countdown?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome back to the I'm There podcast, guys. I'm your host, Frazier, and I'm here with my co-host, Kenny.
Once again, allegedly.
And today we have a special guest and a friend of mine, also my team member on Ring of Destruction, Cameron Saunders. You guys all probably know him. You're well acquainted with one of the masters of Edison Format. He has several tops with all types of different decks. And recently, me and him have been doing a lot of YouTube content together this year. It's been really fun. So, Cam, why don't you say hello to everyone on stream and stuff?
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Cameron. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so all right, I want to talk about off the bat, like, how did you even get into Yu-Gi-Oh? Where did it start? How did you get the virus?
So I got my first cards when I was like 8 years old.
Damn.
And I just thought they were like so cool because I watched the first season anime as a kid, and I was like, Mom, I gotta have some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Everyone else has them. They're so cool. So I'm like, so obviously, all the kids around me are into it. I'm going to get into it. And so I got some cards, and I was like 8, so nothing really came of it. And Synchros came out like 3 years later, and I was like completely unable to even comprehend what a Synchro monster was.
Yeah.
And so, I'm like 11 or 12 years old. It doesn't really matter to me. I just like kind of put it down, and I didn't care. I get into high school. This is like late 2013. Is like my junior year or something. And my friends just pull up with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And they're like, hey man, you want to play with us? I'm like, dude, I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in forever. And
how old are you at this point? 11?
No, I was like 15 at this point. Yeah.
So real quick, because I don't think a lot of people know how old you actually are. If you don't mind saying, is that?
I'm 26.
You're 26. Okay, so you're much younger than me and Kenny. So there's that.
I just want to say, when you said I got my first cards when I was like 8, and then 3 years later Synchros came out, I was like, God.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math because I remember how old I was and how old Kenny was when Synchros came out. But that's a very. I was an adult basically. Like I was
this
damn near
young
an adult.
motherfucker.
Yeah, you're extreme.
Like-
You're way younger than me.
Like when Synchros came out, we couldn't legally be your friend.
Without it being weird.
I always feel like I'm super old around other people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because like when you like in advanced, you have like this huge age range. Where obviously, there are people who've been playing a long time and they're in their
Yeah.
30s. But like a lot of your peers in advanced format are also like literally in their teens. Like they were born
Yeah.
at a time they were born after I got my first cards, and it's crazy.
Yeah, that is a wild concept to think about. People who were born after Xyz came out, right?
Yeah.
They're competitive players right now. Like that one kid, Charlie Butch or something like that. I think that's his last name. He tops a lot of YCSs, and like he tries to. I think he actually won Dragon Duel Worlds. I'm pretty sure he's won Dragon Duel Worlds. But he is a kid, like an actual kid to me, and he was probably born after I got my first top or some crazy nonsense like that.
Yeah.
Like just some crazy stats.
I don't think that should be allowed.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I think the world was good. Like we should have stopped letting people be born.
Yeah, somebody said some people are younger than Yu-Gi-Oh themselves. Like they are younger than the game. Yeah, and right, Yu-Gi-Oh's what 21, 22 years old in the United States. So we're like North America. So the game is pretty. The game is an adult. The game definitely had its 20th anniversary. The game is an adult for sure, but there are people who play it now who are younger. Even at my locals, like there's kids that I play who play Edison and Modern, and they switch back and forth. But this is one kid I play like almost every week, and it's just kind of funny because I always wonder, like he knows me and he knows of me. I don't know how though, because there's no way I don't think he was alive. Again, I don't think he was alive. Like I don't think he was alive when I won YCS Atlanta. I'm not even kidding. I think he's that young. But it's so funny because he's like, oh man, I gotta play Frazier again. And like, I don't know if it's because I beat him every time that he has this opinion.
Yeah,
of
he
me.
probably just knows you like from the store.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he doesn't know you.
Yeah, like I don't know if because I don't play Modern.
The way like the old heads know you.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny to think about. But anyway, back to you, Cam. So you're like 15, and your friends are asking you to play Yu-Gi-Oh again, and you're like, I haven't played that game in forever.
Yeah. And it really showed because like I didn't know anything about like competitive stuff at all. We had like the worst decks like known to man. Like,
what year do you think this is? Because my whole life is chronological order based on Yu-Gi-Oh format, so I know every single year based on what Yu-Gi-Oh format it was.
This is like late 2013, so everyone competitive was playing Dragon Rulers.
Yep.
And I'm like setting Apprentice Magician.
Yeah, so you guys were far behind. Damn.
Yeah. So then I learned about Dueling Network. And
damn, Network was still out in 2013?
Yeah.
Okay. I forget when Network went down.
It was like late 2000, like early 2016, really.
Okay. I stopped playing on Dueling Network for a long ass time, so that I don't know when that shit actually went away. But yeah, okay. So you guys got on Dueling Network.
Yeah, and that's when I learned about Dragon Rulers. And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
What is happening? Like, these guys are summoning monsters that should not ever have touched the field. Like, it was ridiculous.
Kenny, you remember Dragon Rulers?
I know. I came back and played a little bit in that format.
Yeah, Kenny made a return in Dragon Lore format because the Blue Eyes was competitive in that format. Like, you could play a version of Dragon Rulers that played Whitestone, Cards of Consonance, Trade-In. I'm pretty sure I topped with that. And that was a really fun deck. It probably was inferior to just playing the one that plays like Trigon, I think it's called, and just makes Ancient Fairy Dragon and pops Ravine and searches and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think that's like the optimal build. Like, in hindsight.
That was the optimal build, but I always like playing the fun shit.
Blue Eyes.
It's Blue Eyes, and I think so. Blue Eyes, what's it called? The one that the synchro that's in defense mode and it brings back a guy like every time.
Is that Azure Dragon maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, Azure Spirit.
So I wanted to play that card so bad that I didn't care if my deck was necessarily inferior or whatever. I was like, I just want to play Blue Eyes Azure Dragon.
Yeah.
And yeah, because that guy's like, he comes out and all your guys can't be targeted or destroyed or something like that by card effects.
Isn't his stats reversed?
They are.
The one where
2000.
Yeah,
he's cool. This is a cool looking card too. And in a mirror match, it's hard to deal with that because we already can't deal with Redox. So if you think about it, you summon Redox in defense mode. If your opponent is stupid, they max C. Same thing with Azure Dragons. Like if you have Azure Dragon out, you can't be Crimson Blader, which was like the whole format is dodging Crimson Blader. Like just don't let yourself get Crimson Bladered. But Azure Dragon was cool because 3000 defense. which is harder to kill than 3000 attack. And then he brings back Blue Eyes, which is another monster that can't be beat by Crimson Blader. So in theory, the deck did have some strong points, but it was also inconsistent because you are playing Blue Eyes and Whitestone, and they're not the best cards to draw or whatever. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So you said you
the
found out
worst
about this.
part. The worst part is like the Tridon build has debris, so it just makes Star Eater and runs over everything you do anyway.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. Star Eater was like 3200 attack, and then you can't
negate it, summon. You can't mirror force it. You can't like.
Yeah. So once he attacks, it's just going. It's Ancient Gear Gajillatron Dragon, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so you found out about Dragon Rules, which had to be eye-opening as hell because the game you've been playing before that was nothing like Dragon Ruler format.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. But yeah, once I learned about Dueling Network, I like started playing real decks. Like I learned how to use like Fire Fist and Mermail and stuff. And so I would say probably around Hat format is when I started getting competitive in the game and like really learning it. So I usually tell people I started playing in 2014 because like it's kind of disingenuous to be like, oh, I started playing in 2005. I'm a GOAT format player. I had a DB1 Jinzo that got stolen from me in 3rd grade, and that was it.
Hey man, that's part of the Yu-Gi-Oh journey.
Why does everyone have a Jinzo
That
story?
is part of the Yu-Gi-Oh journey.
Because Jinzo was that fucking card. Jinzo was that card.
If you've heard this podcast before, you've probably heard me talk about the time that I packed a secret rare 1st edition Jinzo. Is pretty much the first thing that I ever packed.
I just want to say real quick, I'm sorry. Frazier is Netero right now. His fucking hand, his hand was like after imaging. It was awesome.
It's kind of cool looking, right? But no, I had a Jinzo 1st edition secret rare from Feral Servant, which was, and this is going to age me, but this was the pack of Yu-Gi-Oh that was currently the newest at the time was Feral Servant. And so this, I'll never forget, this one kid from my school wanted me to trade him my Jinzo, and at the time I was like, no, I kind of like my card a lot, but then he showed me Thousand Eyes Restrict, and I love Pegasus. Okay, I didn't know anything about rarity, so Thousand Eyes Restrict was an ultra rare, and Feral Servant Jinzo was obviously secret rare, and it was 1st edition, so even back then it was worth a good amount of money, not where it is now. Like now it's like $500+ for a 1st edition secret rare Jinzo. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, what was it, like 60 or 70? Couldn't be.
Yeah, it was expensive for a kid though, like for our age bracket.
Right, yeah.
This was I think 8th grade for me, so it was expensive for a kid.
You imagine telling your mom or dad like, "Hey, can I have $60 to buy this piece of shiny cardboard?"
It would sound crazy. Like even now, I feel like that almost sounds a bit crazy to be like, "Hey, can I get $60?" Like if I had a kid, I would get it because I've played Yu-Gi-Oh, and if they asked me for a crazy amount, even if they were like, "Yo, I need $500 for a playset of this spell card that's like a staple," I understand that. Like I get it.
Yeah,
like Triple Tactics talent, I need it.
But like a normal parent, like if they're spending $60, they think they're getting you like a box of cards.
Yeah,
like you're getting 400 cards. They're like 60 for one card.
They're like, "What'd you get?" And I just show them 3
better
cards.
go fucking. You better go mow the lawn.
Like Tour Guide was $150 a piece at a point, and I remember play sets were going for a deal was like $420. Like if you got $420, that was great. Kenny, what the hell did you just do?
I didn't do shit.
Yeah, I said you minimized the stream for a second.
Oh, that's weird. Anyway, no, we're here.
Okay, I'm about to say that. Don't do that. I don't know what that was. But yeah, no. So back then I got juiced really bad. That was my first time ever getting juiced. Like I got destroyed by the fact that somebody traded me a card from the show that I saw Pegasus play with, which was Thousand Eyes Restrict, for my Jinzo, and then I ended up having to settle for Tenzo, which did not take too long to come out, if I'm not mistaken. Like Jinzo and Tenzo came out relatively close to each other.
Yeah.
And then once I got Tenzo, you know, I had to deal with the being teased about it because some people still had the real thing, and you could tell.
I remember people trying to do that to me, make fun of Tenzo. I was like, does he turn all your traps off or not? Like, when are your traps, like I summon Jinzo, they go, oh, that's not even a real Jinzo. I go, are your traps on? Like, can you play your traps? No? Okay. What the fuck do I care?
Are your traps on is great. Are your traps on? Yeah, no, that's amazing. So, all right. So you started kind of like 2014. Now, when I think about 2014, I think about a couple things. I think about the format that has Shadal. Necros. It had Constellar, or not, Satellar Knight. Satellar Knight and Burning Abyss was 2014. Also, I feel like 2014 has what's that Ignorant Pendulum? That's the first Pendulum deck too. Cleafort.
Yeah, Clifford's, yeah.
And it has Hat, Fat Cat, Gat, Sylvans, water.
Yeah, it's just
like,
it's
everything.
kind of funny. It's like
Infernity.
most of the time when you look at Yu-Gi-Oh, like if you look at two Yu-Gi-Oh formats in the same year, they have like a different ban list, but it's pretty similar. Like a new deck might come out to be like better than the previous ones, and like that's not uncommon.
Yeah.
But like 2014 is like a very easily divided year. Like
Yes, there's a lot of formats.
yeah, on the one hand, you have the Sylvans, a hat, Mermail, whatever, but then one set comes out, they are unplayable.
Yep.
And it's all new decks after that.
For me, that was the year of Infernity. Every tournament I topped, I literally lost to Infernity. It was the weirdest thing. Like, no matter what, I just would lose. I lost to Sahabi, who ended up winning Worlds that year in the top cut of Nationals. So 2014 Nationals, I play Fat, which is Fire Fist, Artifact, Trap Tricks. And I topped that tournament. I play Sahabi, and he rips a Infernity Archfiend off the top when I have complete control of the game, basically.
Anime protagonist.
Yeah, anime protagonist. And then he wins. Then he gets top 6, goes to Worlds, wins Worlds. Crazy. And then after that, I'm pretty sure he wins the ARG, like 20K or whatever that year. There was some crazy ARG tournament. And I feel like he won that too. It was a wild time to be an Infernity player. And then he ended up getting banned, which was so random. But yeah, 2014 was a wild ride.
For whatever reason, that still sounds like it tracks with being an Infernity player. Getting
Yeah.
banned. It just sounds like sounds like it lines up.
Well, no one believes you when you draw your Infernity Archfiend off the top. They always think that you did something.
They also think you set monsters. Did you set monsters back there?
Oh,
in your
yeah.
Spell and Trap zone?
Set monsters in the
Did you
Spell and
fucking
Trap.
set
That was the
monsters?
classic. People who set monsters in the Spell and Trap card zone. Yeah, that was a big deal. There was a YCS where they had to make a ruling that the head judge announced before round 1 that if you combo off with Infernity, do not scoop to your opponent if they beat you with Infernity until they reveal their back row. That was the official rule that a head judge said literally at a YCS. I'll never forget that. That was wild. And it makes sense.
Love it.
Because people would scoop. Like if you set Dark Greffer, set Armageddon Knight, and just went off, and they're in the back row, like no one's gonna technically no one knows. So that was just I'm glad that Konami knew that that was happening. Like I'm glad that that wasn't lost on them, and they made that an official thing. I'm using the word official loosely, but it was for that event. You had to reveal your actual spells and traps before the game was concluded, if you used Infernity. And I've never seen them do anything like that before. So that's pretty. Artifact Gruffer. Somebody said Artifact Gruffer. Artifact Gruffer is nuts. Imagine in the middle of the combo, you just go, I'm a MST your back row, and it's Gruffer. Like, it's just straight up Gruffer. That's great. Yeah, I love that. Artifact Gruffer.
That had to have happened, right? Like in all of the duels, someone had to have gotten their whatever card MST'd, and then they're like,
because what do you do, right,
this
Kenny?
Like they like point to the other one. They go this one, right? Like no, the one to your right. Like this one.
Like no.
And then they switch them. Like this one, right?
Yeah, Hydro set MST scoop, because that's probably what happens. If you MST their monster in the back row, they probably just scoop
they got to
game.
scoop. They have to scoop.
Yeah, they try to mind game that you.
And then
did
you go,
first.
what was your back row? And they go, I
had nothing.
It was my solemn.
Yeah, I had nothing.
It was my.
Yeah,
I didn't have anything. It's like, oh, you were doing full combo though. I didn't have a tuner. I don't know.
I drew both Beatles.
Yeah, I drew every just like, they pack their shit up and leave. They get the fuck out of there so quick. Oh man, Yu-Gi-Oh has a crazy history. But okay, so back to 2014. So this is like your first real year of Yu-Gi-Oh. Obviously, you played when you were 8, but that's not real. We all had that. Our first format, technically, for everybody, is not a real format. It's just kind of like
Hey man,
you're messing around with cards. You don't.
My first format was real.
Was it?
Well, I mean, that was the real format at the time.
Okay, I summoned Blue House from my hand without tributing. That was my first time.
At that time, Hitatsumi Giant was the guy.
Yes.
You know, like
Giant Central Stone.
There was a point in Yu-Gi-Oh when all you had was like fucking Seto Kaiba and Yugi. That's what Yu-Gi-Oh was.
Yeah. What were you about to say, Cam?
I played a deck that had 3 card destruction and 3 heavy storm in it to summon Mega Rock Dragon. So I don't think I was playing some real Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's wild. Also, 3 card destruction. That was, I don't know if that was ever a thing outside of the very first format.
Not even that format only has 2.
What?
Yeah.
So they knew card destruction was just that girl from the beginning.
I remember I've told the story before, but when I used to think the side deck was a 15 card side deck that you put on the side of your deck.
Same.
And at the start of your turn, you could choose which deck to draw from. So like you would put all your really good cards and those
Raigeki,
15 cards,
Darkhold, Monster Boy.
and then like you would draw, like when you need a good card, you would draw from there. Like, all right, like can I get one of my good ones? Like that was like your heart of the cards deck.
I
thought the
I
side deck
agree.
was.
The side deck, me and my friends literally played where it was a 15 card deck of cards that you just chose that you wanted to really draw in a tight spot. And we had like a rule because we realized that the side deck thing was too strong. So we had a rule where you couldn't draw from your side deck back to back. You had to like take multiple turns off from it. So just because obviously if that was the case, you would just draw from your side deck every turn and just have busted card after busted card after busted card. But we did draw from our side deck in the middle of the game. That was an actual thing that we did. And it's crazy that multiple people live that same life.
Yeah, man.
So Cam, what's your like first competitive deck in 2014? Like what's the first real deck that you had? There's so many in that year.
Yeah, I think Mermail.
Okay.
It's just kind of funny, like literally just starting Yu-Gi-Oh! Instantly throwing myself into like the more complicated deck of the format. But
Yeah, Mermail was wild.
but I saw someone post a list and I was like, well, these guys look cool. So I decided to play them.
They came out in 2012, which is crazy because they were still relevant for several years after 2012.
Yeah, because we over-designed them. They were like, oh, well, if this card stops Mermails, well, we'll print them a card that doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't lose to it. And it's like, oh, you know, one thing that's always bothered me as a judge, especially, is that, okay, so like, for example, if you like brain control Spirit Reaper and your opponent negates the activation, Spirit Reaper won't die because it never activated.
Right.
Right? But if you summon Abyss Pike and discard Dragoons, if you Divine Wrath the Abyss Pike, the activation was negated, but Dragoon still activates.
Yeah, I mean,
it's always bothered me because
Yu-Gi-Oh's inconsistencies, right?
And yeah, and it's like that never mattered until Mermails came out. Is the thing, like they never had that kind of interaction. Those effects didn't happen until Mermails came out, and they just were like, yeah, we want Mermails to be good, so the Dragoon still activates. That's literally what it was.
I mean, they gotta sell product. At the end of the day, they knew what they were doing because that deck when it came out, Megalo was outrageously expensive. I think when he first came out in 2012, he was over 100. Then he dropped down to like $70, and he hovered around 70 for a very long time each. And then Abyss 2s came out at some point, and like, yeah, that deck was just wildly expensive. And
I distinctly remember in 2014 looking up on TCG Player to buy Mermails and seeing that Abyss Megalo wasn't even a 3-of anymore, but it was still over $100.
Damn, yeah, that's bad.
And
the
I was
crazy
like,
thing is, the deck took a hiatus in 2013 because Dragon Rollers came out and it was unplayable in that format. So it's weird how it went from the best deck one of the best decks in 2012. 2013 takes a year off. 2014 it comes back and starts winning events again because Gear Gia was one of the best decks of the year, and Gear Gia gets shit on by Mermails because they set monsters and you're just like discard Mermail or not Mermail, Abyss Landian, what's the one, Marksman who pops set cards. So turn one, literally you go set armor, set some number of back row, and if you can't stop Marksman from resolving, you just lose your initiative and the game starts to fall apart. But yeah, Water was a good deck. Definitely one of the more complicated, but the biggest abomination from 2012 is Abyss Dweller, right? That card stayed around and still has really
that card still runs some formats.
Yes, it literally runs formats to this day. Like Abyss Dweller is still outrageous. So
yeah, Abyss Dweller was another one of those cards. Like I didn't. So getting back in 2014, I'm only like 16 or 17 years old. You know, I can't like afford cards myself. So I didn't. So any of the decks I was playing on Don't Ever Get owned. The only decks I owned in person were like I owned some Gladiator Beast cards, and
you found them in a trash can.
Nah, I think my friend had them, and I like bought them off of them, and then I bought like Gazars and Heraclinos online or something. And I was like, okay, yeah.
There's no way Glad Beasts were playable back then.
They're not playable, but they're not like the worst. They have Tinky and stuff.
Yeah.
You can like, but yeah. So I didn't really own cards until like mid 2016 when I like really started like having my own money and also caring, and So there's a funny story around Necros format. Like Necros had just come out, and you know how like they split that set up into like they put like 3 or 4 Necros cards into the core set, and then they released the next one that was like all Necros cards, and they were all short printed, and they were all $1,000, and no one was allowed to have the deck. So I go to locals for the only time that format, actually. The only time I went to locals that format, I only had my Gladiator Beast deck on me, and the guy had just purchased full power Necros. I'm talking like Brio at 3, Jin is legal, Prep at 3. Like, he just purchased the deck, full power, sleeved it up, and I asked if he wanted to play. So he's like, yeah, sure, that's fine. So I'm playing Gladiator Beast. I go and I summon Heraklinos instead of Chariot, and I win game 1. And he's like, all right, you got me, cool. So we go to game 2, and the exact same thing happens. And so I'm playing Glads. I 2-0 this guy with his fresh Necros deck. And then he's like, he asked me for a rematch. I'm like, no, man, sorry, my mom's here. I gotta go. And like, I just ruined that whole man's like. I bet he sold that deck 10 minutes later.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Hit him with the wait. Okay, now I also have to know: was he like older than you?
Yeah,
him out.
He was
I
like,
love that.
Yeah, it was like
you bust this
30.
bust this old head's ass, and then tell him my mom's here.
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
Yeah. So it wasn't until like probably around early 2006, like you know, when they started releasing the structure decks, like the Draco or the Perform Pal structure deck, or the Magicians. That's what it was.
Yeah,
the
that
Magician
is
structure deck.
one of my favorite
Monarch
formats, but only because I got 3rd place at YCS Atlanta that year. I almost won 2 YCS Atlantas, and that format is not healthy at all.
No.
But like, I love the feeling of comboing off with that deck and just knowing that you won the duel, because I played the one with Ariadne and it had like the counter traps.
Mm-hmm.
So once I comboed off, it was game 1,000, 1,000,000%, because I just have like strike,
and then also your whole board full of monsters.
Yeah, I have Trap Tricks Rafflesia. I think that was her name, the Xyz.
Yeah.
And then I also have what's the guy? Cyber Dragon Infinity.
Yeah.
That negates anything. And then I also have like 5 or 6 cards in hand. So it was just absolutely unhinged. I would literally, after I comboed off, I would play so ignorantly. My opponent would do anything and I'd be like, strike. They do something else, strike. I don't even care what you're doing. I'm not even considering like, maybe I don't need to strike that. I can just let that go. Like, nope, I'm just gonna strike it so that you scoop. Like, just let's not waste time.
When you have all those cards left in hand after your combo's done, you don't even care anymore. You're like, okay, break my board. You're not going to kill me, and I'm just going to do it again.
Yeah.
Like you just strike and fin to your fleas. You the first thing they're left with like what, 2 cards? What are they going to do?
Also, now that you said that, so you were around in 2016, but there's no way in the world you had the money necessary to afford that deck, right? Like that deck was expensive as hell. It was bad.
That was a Summon Vanity's Fiend Pass format.
Yes. Also, so Actual Monarch, Domain Monarchs was a deck.
Yeah.
And luckily, it wasn't on the same level as Pepe, but it did have one good matchup in the format, which was Cosmo. And at YCS Atlanta 2016, the one that we're talking about, there were 29 Performance Pile decks in Top Cut. 29. There was one Cosmo.
Yeah, I remember the numbers.
Yeah, 29, one Cosmo, and 2 Monarchs made it. So you could theoretically lose to a Monarch player if they went first and they opened up Domain and you just had nothing to. I main deck Twin Twister in my deck because Twin Twister just came out, actually. That card is insane. Could you imagine Twin Twister in an older format?
It'd be no, it's just 3 more heavy storms because of the way we play around it.
It really is 3 more heavy. Yeah, that card, when it came out, it really changed Yu-Gi-Oh! Forever. I feel like Twin Twister comes out in 2016, and a lot of the cards from that set get like banned, or they did the emergency ban list for that, right? They Monkey Board got roofed, and a bunch of cards got hit to 1 and stuff. They made the deck basically unplayable. But then Twin Twister, Solemn Strike were still mainstays for a long time. And Twin Twister with Burning Abyss, like later on, just ended up being so crazy because of the fact that they all are graveyard effects. So
yeah. Do you remember the Burning Abyss Monarch deck?
Yes, that was my favorite deck of 2016. Of all of the entire year, that is my favorite deck. Kenny's laughing at me still doing Netero stuff, I think.
I can't help it. Like the most Listen, all right. For me, the most entertaining thing right now is just watching Frazier. Like, like every time, like right now, Frazier's hiding behind his own chair. Like he's fucking awesome.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Mirror dimension. I can just do anything. I'm all powerful here. Look at that. I'm Manju of 10,000 hands. Manju of 10,000 hands.
This is gonna crash someone's computer. Like somebody watching this on like a shit computer, it'll just fucking crash their computer.
This is so good. Okay, what were we even talking about? We were talking about 2016. Oh, Twin Twister, and you said Burning Abyss Monarchs. That was my favorite deck of the whole year because I felt like the number of plays you could do were infinite. Beatrice, Aether, plus Monarch Stormforth. What's the Dark Monarch guy's name? The Erebus. Erebus was insane. You could discard cards to bring him back to your hand, so you always had a Monarch. It solves that problem. It's like Swap Frog, but overpowered. Everything about that deck was overpowered. I love that. Like I love it.
Yeah, that deck was. I still have that deck built. I still put together.
Yeah, I love Domain Monarch, and then it won Nationals that year. Domain Monarchs actually won Nationals.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because like you look at like Pepe from 3 or 4 months earlier, and it's literally in the like 4 digits to buy the deck like as in full, and like you see how dominant it was, and then Eric Christensen pulls up to Nats for $30 deck and is like, "Hey guys."
Yep, really really powerful deck. Yeah, I didn't realize that Domain Monarchs was broken until way after it had already been discovered by everyone. So I was playing Cosmo that year. I think that I got snake charmed a little bit by McCabe because McCabe is an amazing deck builder. He came up with the Cosmo Card of Demise deck, and we both topped YCS Providence that year with Cosmo Card of Demise. And then everybody was talking about Card of Demise and like, you know, that whole thing. But the problem is Cosmo naturally couldn't beat Monarchs. It super couldn't beat Monarchs once you added the fact that Card of Demise prevents you from special summoning and stuff, or like, yeah, I think it prevents you from special summoning. But the deck was good because you set up, you know, summon 10 can, set 5 or set 4, then activate Card of Demise, and then you draw, and in end phase you like do your whole thing. But at the same time, it just, I don't know, it never panned out against the Monarch matchup. I ended up getting eliminated by Monarchs in Top Cut. It just steamrolled.
Yeah, I mean, a big issue was that like your best card, Art Destroyer, can't be targeted, but Stormforth doesn't target, and Erebus doesn't target.
Yeah. Really,
and like, yeah, just that was a format where I think people still kind of have like this this kind of bias against targeting cards because like there are still cards that can't be targeted, but like that was a format where like people were really like, oh, this card targets, it's awful.
Yes.
Like, and it's not even necessarily true because there are only ever like a few cards at a time that just can't be targeted. But you know, when it's something like Dark Destroyer, that's a bit of an issue. And like even today, I feel like it's pretty much just Dragoon, right?
Yeah,
and that card's like popular.
Yeah, it's not popular. It's not really played. I don't think Dragoon's played anymore, which is crazy because when you read that card, it reads as one of the absolute best Yu-Gi-Oh cards of all time. Like, not even kidding. It says, can't be targeted, can't be destroyed by card effects. Pop up to 2 guys on your opponent's side of the field, and then they take Ring of Destruction. And they take Ring of Destruction for each. He does negate a card and he gains 1,000 attack. It sounds like somebody went to Yu-Gi-Oh card maker and just started typing. Somebody just started typing.
I mean, I guess you gotta make your deck too inconsistent to run them, I guess.
Yeah, which is so annoying because I really like that card. In fact, when I returned to Yu-Gi-Oh, I wasn't playing, but I went back to locals for the first time in years. Was in 2021, I want to say. And at the time, Dragoon was playable. It was actually one of the best cards in the format. A lot of people had built their decks to deal with Dragoon because he was that insane. And I thought that he was going to be around until they got rid of him. I thought that Konami would have to get rid of Dragoon in order for him to not be played anymore. I never thought that he would get power crept out of the format. Like that never...
It wasn't so much Dragoon losing his power. It was the fact that like once they banned Verde Anaconda, you had to play 3 with fusions and hard draw it instead of just play 1 and be able to make it with 2 effect monsters.
But do you remember that he already was getting phased out when
because
Phoenix Enforcer came out.
Yeah, Phoenix Enforcer.
Destroy Phoenix Enforcer came out, and once he came out, Dragoon just became second fiddle, which is crazy because, okay, if you asked me a while ago to read both of these cards, which one do I think is better? I would think by reading both of the cards that Dragoon is the better card overall. But then, right, because like Destroy Phoenix Enforcer doesn't have nearly as many effects. It just has like, oh, a pop card on my field, pop card on your field, and I come back every turn. And Dragoon just has 18 effects on it. Plus, it gets 4,000 attack and it's permanent. Then it goes to 5,000 attack. And it's like, oh yeah, I definitely pick. And it also looks cooler in my opinion too. I think Dragoon just looks insane.
I feel like it's just like you got to consider like like Dragoon has destruction immunity, but I mean so does Destroyer.
Phoenix, yeah, in a weird way.
And then like the interaction that Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer has is more like lenient.
Yeah,
like you can just fire it off like whenever you need to, and he goes to the grave where he's safer. Like,
and it complements. It also complements other cards like Artifact Sanctum and Scythe and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you can do the what's the link monster the artifacts have? Dagda.
Dagda, yeah.
Yeah, you can like set the Scythe from your deck and then summon your Phoenix Enforcer, and they start their turn and you just pop your Scythe and it's like okay.
Alex the man said Dragoon does super well into DPE, and that was the funny part. So like I guess he's saying that against DPE, Dragoon is actually pretty good. The important thing to consider is DPE equals draw 2 in the future. Yes, that was the other thing. So, and this is what I said initially was power creep. Like Dragoon is broken, but then DPE, you send Celestial to the grave, the Destiny Celestial.
You actually get value from it.
And you actually get a draw 2 in the middle of the game, which is fucking unheard of. Like that is so dumb that you get the Pot of Greed with also having DPE access.
This commander.
Yeah, but this commander doesn't pop a card every turn.
Well, yes, it's this commander 30 years later.
Yeah, it really is, though. Yeah. It really is. Remember, this commander, this is him now. And it's just a picture of Celestial and DPE together. Yeah, it is a wild time. I always ask this question, though. If you could bring a card to Edison Format from Modern, and you get 3 copies of it. If you could bring any card from Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! So up to literally today's date, you could bring 3 copies of it into Edison Format. What would it be for you?
Oh man,
it could be anything. I don't care what it is, as long as it's a modern legal card right now. You can bring 3 copies of it into Edison. I know I'll put you on the spot a little bit here. It's hard, right?
Yeah, because like
take some time, think about it.
And all right, so while you're thinking about it,
I know what it is actually. Diamond Core of Kowakimaru.
Diamond Core Kowakimaru. That's the what does that card do? I don't know what that card does.
Let me look it up. It's like Rhoda for Kowakimarus. But
Diamond Core.
Yeah, okay. So it says add 1 Kowakimaru card from your deck to your hand except Diamond Core. And then it says you can banish this card from your graveyard. For the rest of this turn, Kowakimaru monsters you control cannot be destroyed. So you don't even have to pay for in-phase costs anymore because they can't be destroyed by anything.
Oh, this card is insane. It's a Roto on crack for the deck.
Yeah.
So you're very nice. What you want to bring into the format is just very fair, and it makes
you just want to make like
I'm not trying to like ruin everyone's day. Like you seem to be.
Well, I'm problematic, So my Diamond Core that's a great one, Cam, because that will not ruin the format. That'll just make Kowakimaru an S tier deck.
Playable deck.
Yeah, cool. It will make it an S tier deck, but like I don't think that it will not be the end of Edison Format. Yeah. I always said that it would be either between Fenrir. The new Fenrir card, Kashtira Fenrir, which is like one of the best cards of all. I know, right? That's like terrible. And the other one, and this is the one that I really like, Dragoon. I would actually bring Dragoon into...
You would bring Dragoon so that people can just poly their Dark Magician and their Red Eyes and like sometimes win the game.
My whole deck would just be Prisma.deck, like 3 Ecol, Rhoda, 3 Prisma, and a King of the Swamp, and polymerizations. And my whole goal would be to summon Dragoon, because in Edison Format, you got Volcanic Queen, I think that's her name. You got like Volcanic Queen, and you got Lava Golem. There aren't many ways to out a Dragoon in the entire format, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you get it off the field in that format without Volcanic Queen, Lava Golem. I'm trying to think about the outs. There are not many outs in the format to deal with Dragoon, though. So once he's on the field, granted, I mean, I am going to go neg to summon it, because like I'm fusing with real material. Like, I'll play 3 Red Eyes, 3 Dark Magicians, 6 Prismas, 7 Prismas. The whole deal. It'll be a neg to summon it, but like once I get it on the field, what do you do? Like, what do you even do?
You lose.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I like your answer a lot. You have a very, very modest answer for what you were bringing to Edison format at 3, and that Diamond Core, Diamond Core of Quacky Mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good one. So I want to ask you a question. You brought up this earlier in passing, but you mentioned being a judge. How did that happen? Were you a judge in real Yu-Gi-Oh, like real life Yu-Gi-Oh, or just?
No, I became a judge on Dueling Network before I was actually certified in person.
You just have a natural interest in adjudicating, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it was like I saw that they wanted judges, and I was like, well, I'm terrible at playing, so I guess I can try judging.
That's very, very honest to admit. You know, we all had that period where we were ass.
Yeah, and so I was like, so this was like January 2015. I've been on Dueling Network for about a year.
Yeah.
And I just took the exam, and the passing score was 16 out of 20, and I was like really confident in like 15, and then I get to the last question, and I just had to guess, and I was like, oh Jesus, you know, like this is like, and I get it right. I get 16 out of 20. They hire me, and there's some rough times throughout the judging career for Dueling Network. I was a kid, so I was like kind of immature, and we would, you know, there'll be problems that come up, but like,
well, some things never change.
Yeah. You know.
Shout out to all the Discord servers where Cam is an absolute menace. Okay, Cam is an absolute menace on Discord. This guy is great. But okay, so yeah, you said that you ended up getting like hired, and so wait, you went from being a judge on Dueling Network, and eventually that transitions into Dueling Book.
Yeah.
But how did you tell them like, hey, I used to do this already? Did you use your previous resume to kind of like get in the door?
Oh well, X Steven, the guy who owns Dueling Book, was a senior admin on Dueling Network.
Okay, so you already know this person, yeah.
Yeah, so when he made Dueling Book, I was like, hey man, you need judges? He was like, yeah, sure. And so he was like, here you go. And then
can you give us a little bit of the? Oh, okay. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say. Then I want to ask you to give us a little bit of the life of a Dueling Book / Dueling Network judge, like what it entails.
Well, okay. So I left Dueling Book for a little while, and then I came back, and he had like GOAT format rated pool, and I know the GOAT format rulings really well. I helped compile a bunch of them. Like GOATformat.com is like one of the sites I helped to work on.
I never knew that. That's cool.
Yeah, and he was like. And I was like, listen, man, you need some GOAT format judges. If you like rehire me, I will get on right now and take all of these GOAT format calls. Because like I've been watching a GOAT format duel that had a judge call that had been lasting like 30 minutes and no judge was coming, no judge was online. And I messaged him. I was like, dude, I will take all of these calls right now if you just like hire me as like your GOAT format guy. And he was like, okay, sure. So he rehires me. I get on. I take all the calls. Eventually, I become a senior, and now I'm a head admin of Dueling Book. I'm like the GOAT head judge. If we ever add Edison, I'd be the Edison head judge on Dueling Book as well.
I guess, can I just interrupt you real quick? I don't know what your connections are, but I don't understand why that hasn't become a thing yet on Dueling Book. Like, why isn't there an Edison rated pool? I don't, you know.
Kenny asking the real questions right now.
It'd make everybody's life a lot easier. Just saying.
It's because people, unironically, this is, you know, kind of a meme answer, but like it's unironically because people keep asking. And so like every time we even toy with the idea of an Edison pool, someone's like, okay, well, how about hat format pool? How about a Tengu plan format pool? And X Steven's just like sick of people asking. Like,
I mean, I get that, but one of those like Edison at this point and for the last like
year, for sure. I mean, if we had another rated pool, it's obviously Edison, and there wouldn't be anything after it. Yeah. But like, but he just doesn't like the slippery slope of people asking for more and more formats. And I mean,
is it hard?
Also, we don't really have a judge staff at the moment, so that's another thing.
Okay, those are fair things. So basically, short-staffed is one of the reasons why. I think that saying because people keep asking for it is a bad excuse, though. If I'm being honest, like,
yeah, it's not because people keep asking for Edison. It's because people keep asking for every other format under the sun.
Right. So it like opens up the can of worms. Like once you do one, now we want you to do Tengu. Now we want you to do Hat. Now we want you to do Dragon Rulers. Now we want, and then it never stops.
Yeah, it never ends.
I think a good response is like even just stealing kind of what Frazier said now months ago or whatever. But like, people have asked Frazier what other formats he's interested in, and Frazier said like, there's other really cool formats. However, I'm not interested in fragmenting the community at the moment. Like right now, the community's on Edison, and so even though there are other cool formats, but we just started getting recognition from Konami through Edison format. Let's not fragment the community. Let's really stand behind this and push this format. Maybe years down the line, maybe whatever down the line, we'll see what happens. But
That's
for
exactly
now,
how I feel. Yeah.
Don't fragment the format. Edison's cool. Obviously, GOAT's already established. So GOAT's a thing, Modern's a thing, and then like Edison, and then everything else is just like, I don't know, play it in your Discord server.
Yeah, obviously Kenny did say that was something I said a while ago, but I just want to reiterate that is exactly how I feel. I get asked very often, "Oh, what about Tengu format? Oh, what about Hat?" Or all the and people always try to sell me on and say how much better these other formats are. And whether that's true or not, I don't care. Like I don't care if there are formats better than Edison right now. At this very moment, the content that I'm creating, the content that I enjoy creating, and the community that I enjoy supporting is specifically the Edison community. What do you want to say something, Kenny?
Also, they don't know that. They don't know that the format's better than Edison because people haven't looked at the format. Like, Edison wasn't what it is right now 2-3 years ago.
Right.
Edison is what it is now after hundreds of people have now like
Refined
and then
yeah.
there's people like Ragnarok, or I don't know how to ever say his name right, but every other week he comes up with a new fucking frog build that's like nobody fucking thought of.
Yeah.
And so all of these other formats people think are better, like they could be horrible once people start looking at them.
That's very true.
I mean, it's Yu-Gi-Oh, so they are.
Yeah. I'm always nervous because the bigger the card pool gets in Yu-Gi-Oh, the worse there is a chance of something ridiculous presenting itself. So, for example, people love talking about Hat format. My experience with Hat format in actual 2014 was that Infernity was outrageous, and I do not wish to replay a format where that deck is very, very good. Like that is not. That's just not what I want to do.
And modern Hat players are like, Infernity's not that good. Infernity not that good. That's because there's 20 of you and only one person plays Infernity. Like, it's if you had as many people playing Edison, playing Hat as you have playing Edison or GOAT, you would have a substantial more number of Infernity players, and you would hate the format a lot more.
Yeah, and it's that, and it's also just the fact that like, it's also the fact that I'm moving. Hold on, let me see if I can move this. Moving us over. I just noticed that we weren't like centered this whole time. No one told me that we weren't centered. So yeah, those formats don't have the level of talent either that Edison format currently has. No disrespect to anybody who plays these other formats. I'm sure that there are good people in them, right? Like there's always going to be a handful of them. But like,
I don't know what I'm looking at. What happened here?
What'd I do?
I don't know. You said we're not centered, and now we're just absolutely scuffed. Now we're just completely scuffed.
I'm gonna move us back. All right, we're back. Laura lift us up. Laura lift us up where we belong. Anyway. I like touching things. But yeah, so someone put in the chat, ask Cam his opinion on Tengu.
The format's awful. It's so bad.
Okay, I'll let you guys know because I know Cam. So Cam basically hates every format of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like essentially every format Cam complains, and don't get me wrong, I'm right there with him. I pretty much complain about every format because I lived through most of them, and I know that in reality most Yu-Gi-Oh formats are not good. Like there's like an 80% chance that every format you think is good is actually just terrible, and you either aren't good enough to realize it, or you just didn't live through it, so you don't have the experience to know that it wasn't actually a good format. But like a lot of 80% or more, and I know it's a random stat.
I think it's impressive though. Like Edison, I think Edison survived. Like we have decks that are slowly becoming better and better and like pushing ahead of the pack, but it's surprisingly a stable format, all things considered, with how much people have been,
Yeah, outside of like the frog combo stuff that no one is willing to play except for like one or two people. It's
thank God that there are only 2 people in the entire format who are willing to actually ruin everyone else's experience with the frog combo deck, because that could theoretically be like the best deck in the format, but I'm so glad that virtually no one plays it.
Yeah.
I want to look at the chat real quick because there's a lot in here. So GBO says, isn't Ragnarok just a shortened version of Frog and Monarch? That's not actually his name.
No.
His name isn't Ragnarok, it's Ronak or Ronak. and it's not even spelled Ragnarok. That's not how you spell it. That's what Kenny said, because a lot of people actually say it that way, but it's not. You would think though, right? Like Frog and Monarch is his name.
That's what I thought when I first met him, but it's actually just an Irish word.
Yeah, it's something Irish. It has nothing to do with Frog Monarch, or I won't say that because I actually don't know. But the spelling of it, the way it's written, is not actually Ragnarok. That is not actually what it is. So let's see what else is in the chat. Frazier's on a treadmill. And then the person who asked you the question about Tengu format, knowing that you would hate it, said that's exactly why I asked. That's Bin Bon Ben. Alex the Man says Cam isn't lying. This time Tengu is stupid. Snack says Draco Zoo is the only format Cameron likes. Is this true?
Yeah, that's the only good format we've ever had.
Draco Zoo 2017. Christian LeBlanc wants his third YCS.
I think that the only format you're ever going to find better than Edison, as far as like gameplay wise for the community as a whole, are all Arc 5 formats. So Necroz, Draco Zodiac. Not the first Zodiac format because you have like 3 rats and Norden and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I think Draco Zodiac is a really good format. I think Necroz, both with and without Jin, are pretty fine.
What about Warrior Toolbox format? Format is fire.
Warrior Toolbox, that's taking it really far back. I wanna let's see. There was a question I wanted to ask you. Oh, someone Mayberry said, what do you think about the Yu-Gi-Oh scene in North Carolina? I think it might be the Edison scene, but it said thoughts on the new I don't know what I just said. Thoughts on a North Carolina player base is what the question was. Sorry.
So having gone now to Vegas and Los Angeles to play Edison. Now at Vegas, it was only like 7 or 8 other people, and like a lot of them were also at Los Angeles. So I'll just go off Los Angeles. Keegan was really hyping up the LA players, and so the whole time he's like, "Yeah, I mean, you guys are going to do great, but these guys, they're not slouches. They're insane. They're, like these guys are really good. There's so many YCS winners and toppers, like all in the LA Edison scene." And I go, and it just didn't feel as difficult as my locals.
Yeah.
And I was like, and maybe it's because like I've got people in my locals like Sasha who beat me and Rekoko in the 3v3 like this past weekend. We got second place to them. It was Sasha Yiching, who is the guy who beat you at the 2K.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Fuck your tournament. Fuck your undefeated record. Fuck you and your undefeated record. But yes.
But yeah, it was Sasha, Yiching, and Adam, and those guys beat us in the finals of 3v3. And like, maybe it's because I've played against them so much, I like know what to do against me.
Yeah.
But they feel tougher than like going out to LA and playing against people who've won YCSs. Like it just like the competition in LA, and also might have been my bracket luck, maybe. But like, it just felt kind of soft out there.
And I feel like I want to interject real quick. Here's what I think. I think in general, and this just makes sense. I think that what I'm saying is just a logical thing. There is no local scene in the world that is going to be better than the online world in pretty much any competitive thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like if you think about it,
you have everyone.
Online is all of the best people who want to play can play. They don't have to worry about, can I get to California to play in this in real life event, or can I get to Vegas or whatever. They're just all there. So like all of the good people who are from Italy or Europe in general, all the people from Canada, all the people from North America or like the United States or whatever, Japan, technically everyone could be playing Edison format with us in the Discord server. And you don't need to physically be there. When you are physically in a place, you are limited to the people normally who are either one, who have the resources and are willing to travel long distances to get to that place. Like obviously me, when I used to play at a high level, I would travel no matter where the YCS was, I would fly to it. Right. But I had a sponsor, so that made it easier because the resources to do that, it's very expensive. Me, I was one of the better players, but imagine if I could only play at events that were close to the tri-state area, New York, Philadelphia, Jersey, etc. Like, it's kind of hard to say that any tournament that's far out in the West Coast where a lot of people don't travel to necessarily is indicative of high competition just because like, oh, there are some good players there. Like, sure, there are, but if you want the hardest experience, if you want like the real deal, an online tournament technically should have anyone who's good, who's willing to play, has access to it.
Yeah. I'll add the small caveat that like it does depend on how the environment's brought up. I think for Edison, that's 1,000,000% true because it was kind of born as an online community. But I remember, and maybe this has changed nowadays, but I remember back when Dueling Network was like first a thing, and even years after DN was a thing, a lot of the really good Yu-Gi-Oh players, didn't put much, like they wouldn't, like Frazier wasn't entering DN tournaments. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, if there were any, I did not enter.
So like the online scene for like Dueling Network at the time, people wasn't necessarily the strongest scene because like not all of the best players really put time into like playing rated on DN. So like the number one rated player in DN wasn't necessarily one of the best players in the world. Yeah. Just because like the environment of how it came up was different. And I think like the same was true for fighting games. I think now fighting games, there's a much stronger online scene because most fighting games are getting rollback now. But before fighting games had rollback, good fighting game players did not ever want to play online. They were like, fuck you. Like, I'm not playing online.
You know what's so funny about that, though? You said that, Kenny, the rollback netcode, how it changed the world. I want to talk about this. Is getting off to a little bit of an aside because we're going to talk about fighting games for a split second here. But Smash Ultimate, right, is a game that has an online community. And online sucks in Smash Ultimate because Nintendo fucking sucks when it comes to their online experience. It's just not up to par. Everyone knows this. There's input lag. There's all kinds of other technical issues that they just have. Rollback netcode helps with this. Kenny, you want to say something real quick?
I just want to say it's just funny because like the online could be fine.
Look
at Monster Hunter Rise.
Look
at Monster Hunter Rise. Like the online could be fine,
but it's not. Like it's terrible.
It's just not.
So Smash Ultimate is one of the biggest fighting games in the world. It's one of the biggest fighting games of all time. And the craziest thing is right now the best player in the world is Spargo, and he started as an online player during the pandemic. Before the pandemic happened, Spargo wasn't even somebody that you would consider like top anything in the world. He was just whoever he was, some random kid. The pandemic happens. We're all in our houses. We're all doing a lot of things online because we don't have a choice. There's no more fighting game tournaments in real life. There's no more anything. There's no more Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments in real life. So everybody has to find new ways to be competitive. Spargo ends up being the best player online, right? Him and Sonics were like the two best. Sonic's not in the best way. But Spargo ends up being the best player in Smash Ultimate Online. And everyone was saying, I can't wait until in real life events come back because all of these fake people who are good in online, they're going to be nobodies when in real life comes back. Well, spoiler alert, it's 2023 now. In real life events have been happening for the last year and a half. And Spargo is the best player in the world over MKLeo, who was by far the best player. He's not even in consideration for best player in the world right now. And on top of that, the other guy, Sonics, is also top 10 in the world. And he was also thought to be, once the pandemic is over, once people go back to in real life, you're going to be a nobody. Spargo, you're going to be a nobody. It's going to go back to Leo wins everything, and the world will be at peace. And that just did not happen.
You know what's funny about that? And this goes kind of to like the fallacies of the human mind or whatever and how they put things together, or like not fully understanding an argument when you argue it. The people that said that, like, oh, Spargo's not going to be real when it comes back, they were comparing a COVID world, a post-COVID world, a post-online everything world to like before. Yeah. Before, the best players in the world never entered online tournaments. So you never got those competitions, but the best players in the world were still playing everyone because they were traveling the world and they were playing people in LA, Philadelphia, New York, Canada, fucking Peru, wherever, right? They were traveling, and so they were playing all the time, entering tournaments, and they were really good, and they weren't entering online tournaments, where online tournaments before were just online kids. So if you were the best online kid, it would make sense to be like, oh, he's not real until he enters a real tournament because he's never actually played against real people. During COVID, Spargo was playing against anybody that still wanted to actually compete.
He played against Leo many times.
That was the environment to compete in. And people that refused to play online, that meant they had 2 or 3 years where they just weren't playing competitively. So they got rusty. They weren't in tournaments traveling the world. So like it's a completely different mindset and a different argument. And so to think somebody who excelled in the COVID era of online would actually suck when offline came back is like pure cope.
Yeah, like, it was. And people got embarrassed because they started losing to these online only players when things went back to normal or whatever normal is now. I want to get into the chat real quick because there are some questions here. So Alex the Man says, who was your sponsor? How did you get one? So my sponsor was ARG, was the first one I ever had. I rejected their first offer so I won a YCS, and then I topped a couple YCS, and then Jim, the owner of ARG, came to me at, I believe it was, I don't know, YCS Providence or something like that. He came up to me, he was like, hey, I have a team, as you know, like we write articles, we do stuff, we have a store, online store and all that stuff, and I wanted to know if you wanted to come on. It's like Billy Brake was on the team. I think at the time Jeff Jones was on the team too. Alex Van Sant, Cordero. It was a stacked roster. And I told him straight up, I said, I won a YCS on my first ever top, and I am not sure if I'm actually as good as everyone thinks I am, because it could just be, I could be one of those people that, they only top that one event and you never hear from them again. Yu-Gi-Oh has a history, even at that time, right? This is 12 years ago. Even at that time, Yu-Gi-Oh had a history of people who would like win an event and then they would never top anything ever again. Like you never see that person again. It's like, okay, well that was probably variance, because if that person's still playing in big events and they're just not doing well ever, I assume that at that point, they're probably not actually that good and they just had a good day, because anyone can have a good day.
Yep. So
I wanted to prove myself. And what I did was I went on a topping spree with different decks. I had a chip on my shoulder that I could top with anything. So I started playing, I went from Gravekeepers to Dragoonity. I played, McCabe was topping everything with X-Saber. So I said, I can do that too. So I played X-Sabers, I topped with that. Then I switched to Agents and I topped with that. Then I switched to Plants and I topped with that. And I was like, at the end of the year, that same year that he asked me when I declined it, I was like, okay, I will now take you up on the offer, because I feel like I'm good enough to sit at the table with the big dogs. Like I feel like now I've put enough credentials under my belt to say I'm clearly good at this game. I'm clearly able to consistently perform well. It wasn't just a one-time thing where, you top this one event and then you're never to be seen from again. So once he started sponsoring me, that meant that we got free hotels at every event, which is, now that I look back on it, because I'm way older now, when I was a kid, I was such a fucking shitty, spoiled. I was such a spoiled brat. Dear God, I was spoiled. But like now that I'm older and I understand money better, because I pay my own bills now and everything. Like at the time I was so young, I didn't really have to. My parents paid everything when I was a kid. But now that I'm older and I understand and respect, like, people using their money on you is a blessing in general. And he would pay for like all of our hotels. So we always had a hotel every event. And in my head, I took it for granted because it's just like, oh, whatever, like it's just a hotel. But now like hotels are expensive. Like they're fucking expensive as hell. And then he would pay for not every flight, but if my flight was from Philadelphia to Seattle, which is, for me, that's far and very expensive for me, because I live all the way on the East Coast in Philadelphia. Seattle is extremely far. So he'd be like, I'll pay for that flight because that one is insane. But if there's an event in like, I don't know, Jersey, right? Like you get yourself to Jersey, even something that's like a 6-hour drive, like North Carolina, right? Jim would not fly me to North Carolina because, one, that flight is literally an hour from Philadelphia, and the flight is also like $78. Like even right now, if I want to go to Nationals, which I'm going this week, but I'm driving with my friends, but I could fly there for $78 and it's an hour flight, or I could drive there with my friends for 6 hours. And it's like, so he'd be like, yeah, that you could take care of that yourself. You still have your hotel and everything. But as far as like, flying to every event, is like, no, only the events where you really need to be flown to, because it's that. So anything in California, anything in like Seattle, it's Arizona, stuff like that, he paid for. And then we wrote articles and he compensated us for writing articles too. But that was basically how I got a sponsor, was showing that I was a good player, showing that I was a consistently good player. Also, it was mandatory that if you were on the ARG team, that you had to write articles every week. So like that was another thing that we did. And I happen to enjoy writing. Now this can transition perfectly into Cam. You happen to also write articles, or have in the past at least. And,
I have written a few, yes.
So
I've been working on one for a while too. It's like really long though.
Where can they find your actual article content? Like, is there a website that you can direct people to?
Yeah, I don't have my own website. I just have like on my Dueling Book profile, I have a link to like everything I've written.
Okay, so it's on your Dueling Book. So if you just go to Cameron Sanders on Dueling Book, it's in your profile.
Yeah.
And what made you, like, what inspired you to even write Yu-Gi-Oh articles? Because I think I know the answer. Like, part of it is Magic the Gathering, but I'll let you explain, obviously, for yourself.
Yeah, I really like the Magic the Gathering articles, and like, I feel like there are a lot of ideas in Yu-Gi-Oh that like they encapsulate, but just not perfectly. So like, anytime someone's like, "Oh, like read Who's the Beatdown," read the Philosophy of Fire or something, it's like those are great articles. I also have them linked because I really enjoy them. I think they're some immortal articles for card games, but like they don't really apply to Yu-Gi-Oh like they do to Magic.
Yeah, like not 1-to-1 comparison. Yeah.
Yeah. They're not 1-to-1, and so I think it's important to like have a base of knowledge that applies specifically to the game you're playing. And another thing is that like these Magic articles reference Magic cards a lot, and I don't play Magic, so I don't know Magic cards. I every time I see a Magic card in like a Star City Games article, I have to hover over it and read what it does, and then like read like 9 or 10 of them back to back to like piece together like what interaction they're talking about. And it's like, but if you play Yu-Gi-Oh and the person writing the article is using Yu-Gi-Oh cards, that's just a lot easier on your mind.
Yeah.
So like, if I read a Yu-Gi-Oh article from like Patrick Hoban in 2015 and he's talking about Necros card interactions, I know exactly what he's talking about. But if I read a Magic article and he mentions, I don't know, like Ulamog or some card, like, do you know what that card does?
No, I couldn't tell you. I know a lot of Magic cards. I know Jace the Mind Sculptor. I know Cruel Ultimatum and all that stuff. But yeah, whatever you just said, no clue.
It sounds like you just made shit up.
Yeah, it sounds like you just put letters together. He said Ulamog.
Yeah, somebody punched you in your solar plexus. And that's the noise you fucking made.
Exactly. So that's one of the things that made me like want to write Yu-Gi-Oh articles. But also just like I have just in general, I like writing as well. I've been working on like some books and stuff, like not Yu-Gi-Oh books because I'm not that much of a nerd, but
shout out to Patrick Hoban.
But yeah, some like fantasy books and stuff. And since I like writing, I was like, okay, I'll just put some ideas down, and that was how I got started.
All right, hold on, real quick. I got to jump in here. I've got to shit on you real quick, Cam, but it's a shitting in a loving way. And I say this as somebody who fucking is obsessed with D&D. I fucking love Dungeons and Dragons. I love playing it. However, you said I'm not writing Yu-Gi-Oh books. I'm not that much of a nerd, but I'm writing fantasy books. Like, bro, yes,
make it make sense,
bro.
Fantasy
books make
if he
money.
was like,
that's the difference.
He was like, I'm writing some books, not Yu-Gi-Oh books. I'm not a nerd. I'm writing a political commentary.
Right.
It's like, no, I'm not writing Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm writing Lord of the Rings. Like,
yeah,
okay.
I'm like fucking nerd.
Me fucking too.
Yeah. Great. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
however,
that's funny. I know what you meant though. I know what you meant. Your intention was good. But yeah, so I've actually read some of Cam's work. And it's actually pretty good. Like, you could have for sure been on the ARG writing team, no question, because you have some people just are not very good at sentence structure and just how to convey an idea or a concept to people. And you're very good at that. I think that your writing style is actually very good. It's immersive. Like the words you use, you have colorful vocabulary. So definitely check out some of Cam's articles on his DB profile. They are genuinely decent articles to read. And they give some backstory on who you are as a person, which I liked.
Yeah,
because before I read them, I had a completely different perception of who you are. Like,
yeah, well, okay, so let me ask this. So you first come in the Discord.
Somebody said you look like the nerd emoji. I'm sorry, but
funny. You first come in the Discord and you see this guy with an Asian girl profile picture saying stuff like, "What's your first thought about me?"
Okay, so my first thought about you was this guy is a fucking asshole. Because the first time I ever watched you play, you were just being you in the chat, and I didn't know to not take you seriously. Because that's the thing about internet, right? Is that you don't know when somebody's being sarcastic to be funny, or if they're being sarcastic to be an actual dickhead. I couldn't tell. So when I first started watching, like when I first joined the Edison community, the online Discords and all that stuff, and I saw you, and like you had your girl profile picture, K-pop, is it K-pop? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I remember.
I like the way Frazier says that like a dad. Like, what is that thing these kids are listening to? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? K-pop?
I'm so old.
Am I hip with the children?
I'm so old. I didn't know what to think of you, and I also thought you were a girl too. So there was a long period where I thought that you were actually a girl, and the reason is because the name Cameron is a unisex. It's a unisex name.
Funny story about that.
Cameron Diaz. Go ahead. Oh God, please tell it. I already know what you're about to say. Funny story about that.
So when I first became a dueling book judge, one of my best friends in the judging community, his name is Rafa Santos. He thought I was a girl, and he told me one day that like when he first saw me like posting in like the DB Discord and stuff, and he was like he started developing a crush on me because I was like good at Yu-Gi-Oh and I like knew judge stuff, and he thought I was a girl because he's from Brazil and the only Cameron he ever knew was Cameron Diaz. So he thought it was just a girl's name. So he tells me one day that he started developing a crush on me until he gets a friend suggestion on Facebook from me.
Yo, imagine his face when he sees Cameron Saunders and it's just fucking you. Like, it's just you.
Oh, you know what would have been so fucking good? If, like, one day he built the carriage up and, like, asked you out and shit. Like,
yo, that is insane. Yeah, I can imagine that he's not the only person that thought you were a girl, because I did. Like, I just thought that I saw the girl, and I knew you weren't the girl in the photo. I was like, there's no fucking way he looks that good, right? I was like, there's no Yu-Gi-Oh player that looks that fucking good. So there was that. I was like, you're not the girl in the photo, but I did assume that you were actually a girl. And then certain things started to tell me that you weren't actually a girl over time. I kind of realized, like, okay, wait, this is actually a guy. I'm on the internet. Be fucking for real is basically what I told myself. Like, be for real. But yeah, luckily, you know, I'm not into girls, so I didn't develop a crush on you looking at your profile picture or your name. But that is hilarious. That is hilarious. I want to know the guy's face when he saw your friend request, and it was literally the guy that we see right here in the middle of this Deep Sea Diva. And he's like, I fell for you. Like, oh my God. That's something.
I just want to say, probably thanks to Smash Ultimate, at no point do I ever see a K-pop girl profile picture and ever think there's a girl behind it. It doesn't matter what your name is or what you say. When I see a K-pop profile picture, I know it's a guy.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that is true, actually, because Spargo and MKLL, the two of the best players in the world, like, they're both top 5 or whatever. Both of them are, like, obsessed with K-pop, I think, and they use tags while they fight that are all, I don't know what they mean. One of them is like Seuligi, is like Seuligi.
Seulgi.
Okay, didn't even say it right. You look at you. Look at how quick this man just.
I like that
corrected
Frazier said Sue Luigi.
Yeah, bro. What do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? I had no idea what you were talking about.
The best part is, like, it's not just Smash. It's not just Yu-Gi-Oh. It's actually the reason I got into like the K-pop profile picture thing was ironic from the RuneScape community, because all the top players in RuneScape do this too. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just throw over the K-pop profile picture, and I'll, and then it just like became a thing. So it's like, and it's not even like ironic at this point, like, because like I genuinely like the profile pictures now. But like at first, I was just like, yeah, you know what, screw it, I'll do the K-pop thing. And now it is what it is.
And then you started listening to it. Do you play RuneScape?
I used to. I haven't played in a long time.
I don't know really anything about it. I've played RuneScape once in my life for 8 hours. I have 2 really close friends that are obsessed with old school RuneScape.
Yeah, that's when I was playing, yeah.
And one of them donated, I think, like $100 to my stream. I don't, maybe it wasn't 100, maybe it was like 25 or 50. I don't know. He donated money. And he was like, he basically just requested me to play RuneScape one time to see if I would like it for like a whole stream. So I did an 8-hour stream of it. And it, I had fun, but it's not the game for me.
Yeah, it's such a grindy game. You can't just play it once and put it, like, if you play it once and put it down, just keep it down.
I mean, I know me. It's not the game for me, but it's cool. I know people that are super into it.
What is the goal of RuneScape for people who don't know, like me?
Because to get 99 wood cutting.
There's like 23 stats. You get 99 all of them. There's like it's just an MMO. There's like so many things to do.
Okay.
You just build your stat, and you build your stats like really like you'll like cut down trees and like cut the the wood on the trees and it'll build your wood cutting stat, and then like you'll get better at doing that and do it faster or whatever, like fire or like starting fires and stuff like that. And people will just like AFK, not AFK, but like pseudo AFK grind certain stats, and then there's like super boss rushes. I don't know exactly, but my friend is like super excited because he just recently did like, I don't know, he got like a cape, like the red cape or the demon cape. I don't fucking know what it's called. Infernal cape. Yeah, he did like some really hard thing with a sequence of bosses in a dungeon or some shit.
I still haven't got that. Like, it's actually a really tough thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he told me I was allowed to brag about it through him. Like I could be like, I have a friend with the Infernal Cape.
And you were like, okay.
Sure, I'll do it.
Hey, it's worked once, so it impresses me. So
see.
So Kim, I want to talk a little bit about your revenge tour, and I've been calling it that, not you, but there was a period where me and Kim were recording a lot of content this year for YouTube. It was I kind of like let Stango go on his own for a bit, and it was me and Cam, and we had a lot of fun. We made a lot of good videos, a lot of iconic videos, and funny ass moments. So if you haven't seen those, check out our YouTube. All the episodes that say featuring Cam Saunders are all bangers. But
and after this Yu-Gi-Oh segment, I'm gonna swing this back in the Katie Pop. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay. So while we were recording a lot, there would be moments where we'd have some interesting plays come up, and there were people out there who started saying crazy shit about Cam, thinking that he wasn't actually really good at the game and all this stuff. Now, I've done my part in quelling a lot of that, but what was cool to me was that you ended up traveling to the In Real Life RBET, and then there was a subsequent PS5 tournament, and this is all around the same time. This is like in that same month period of this happening. Yeah. I think before that, you hadn't topped an online event or whatever in a while, so people were like, oh, washed, or just say all kinds of crazy shit. And then you go out to the In Real Life RBET, which again, just for people to know, that tournament had some of the best talent in the entire Edison community.
It was basically an online tournament.
Literally all of the best people basically were there. There were a few that obviously were missing because it was a capped event. So you couldn't make a decision to go to it last minute. Because the closer it got to that event, I decided that I really would have liked to have gone, but it was capped. So it's even if I go, I can't actually play in it. But you ended up topping that event, and I think you finished really high in Swiss too, and everything, right?
I was undefeated in Swiss.
Oh, excuse me, you were undefeated in Swiss, to be exact, which was cool because I think 2 weeks before that, I had traveled down to North Carolina to play, and we're on the same team now and everything, but to play in the there was a 2K. There's a 2K at the store, Big Boy Gaming in North Carolina, where you're from. And I had gone undefeated. And then the next In Real Life tournament, you go undefeated. And me and you have been doing content together. So I just thought that was really cool that, people were like, oh, you guys play shit or whatever in this video. And we're always talking listen, in these videos, do not think that this is indicative of our actual skill level, because I want you to try to duel while talking to YouTube and also talking to another person about what you want to do, and play perfectly while you're talking to someone the entire time and trying to entertain people for a video.
And also, when you have two people, you can't always just agree on a play. Someone has to throw out a not good play every once in a while.
Yeah, or just something that may be not even necessarily a not good play, but a different play.
Just a different one.
Yeah,
just.
Hello, Cam. Oh, I don't think I can hear. Hold on, wait. I can't. The audio cut out. I think it's that thing again. All right, so this issue, guys, if you can hear me, let me know in the chat if you can hear me. This issue has happened before where my audio cuts out for a second and I have to basically kind of restart to get it back. So what I'm going to do, because I assume that Kenny, you can hear me, right? Not if you can hear me. All right, Kenny can hear me. I assume Cam can hear me too if Kenny can hear me. But the thing is, the audio is not coming back. I can't hear them. Literally, I can't hear them at all. So I am going to, and I don't know what causes this issue, but every once in a while it's been happening to me. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I am going to speak again, Kenny. I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah, it did not fix itself. So I'm going to restart real quick, and then, yeah, you guys can hear me. I'm going to restart real quick, and then we're just going to pick up where we left off. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, end the stream and then pick it back up. We are at 3 hours and 41 minutes, so I still have 20 hours of live streaming to do. But just give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. Kenny, Cam, just hold.